Check. 1, 2. This is Songs Lose Your Mind 2. My name is Sam. You know the deal. Alex, introduce yourself as usual.
Yo, I'm Alex. What's up?
What's up?
Chillin'.
Yeah.
My name's Farhad.
Yay.
What's goody?
What's good? And our very, very, very special guest. Say hi, Vernon.
Well, hello, guys. My name's Vernon.
That works perfectly. You want to introduce yourself? What do you do? Who are you? What are you about?
I am the treasurer of the Black Social and Political Society. I participate in the rugby team, and I probably do far too much on campus. You'll know me as the guy who's tall and probably looks pissed off. So, hi.
That's dope. That works perfectly.
Yeah.
What do you study?
Sociology, psychosocial studies. And yeah, no, none of you can probably pronounce it. It just means sociology or something else. Don't worry about it.
Sounds very complicated.
It does.
It always is.
Right? Cool. Well, how's everybody's week been and how's it affected the music?
Busy,
you listen?
bro.
Yo,
Fucking
I love you just
busy.
jumping in. Go for it, bro.
Tell me about assignments and progress
Well,
tests.
tell me
man.
about it.
Facts.
Awful.
Jesus.
Awful.
Like I had 2 today. I feel like
Yeah.
I aced it though, so I'm feeling good about
Yeah.
that actually.
Yeah, nice.
And just a lot of work.
How that affected the music? That's interesting. How does that affect the music you listen to when it's crunch time?
Whoa.
What's your crunch time music?
Sometimes it comes to when I have to pause the music, bro.
I know,
It's
you
like-
know them ones
Yeah.
where like it's getting real deep. You have to just not listen to
Yeah,
music.
sometimes it's no music. I can't be
Yeah.
chilling.
Nah.
You can't?
No, I'm a jazz man. Nah.
Really?
Like, every day
I
I
mean,
gotta listen to a bit.
I do, but like I don't know, cause I do economics. Like I have to do some like hard equations sometimes. I just need to pause. And it's like, yo,
No,
let me
not
take a
even
minute.
like not lo-fi hip hop, but not even like classical.
Okay, for the most part, when I do study, I listen to like ambient electronic music or like jazz. But sometimes
It gets that deep.
Yo,
I
it
know what
gets
you mean.
deep.
I know
it
exactly
gets
what you mean.
deep.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Yeah,
Was it
I
listen to
had a
anything?
couple of them ones where it's like, yo, hold the fuck up.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck am I looking at?
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
yeah.
But did you listen to anything at all? Was your week just dead silence?
No, not
Yeah?
the whole week. Oh shit, yeah, I do have a track. Tia
for it.
Tamara by Doja Cat feature Rico Nasty.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard. I only heard like a little snippet of it.
It's nice.
Is it
it's
cool?
Nice,
Yeah?
yeah,
Pretty good.
And
The video looks cool.
On that note, I actually, because I was on YouTube and I left on the autoplay and it just played through loads of Doja Cat.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear one bad song.
Really?
Yeah, I
Doja
was
Cat is
really
dope.
surprised.
but
She's
Doja-
dope.
Yeah, I've been
But she's-
telling you.
you know
Doja
what?
Cat
I
is
know, I
big.
know.
You know what? She's cancelled.
Whoa.
I said it.
Are we canceling people
I said
now?
it.
Are we already?
I said
yeah, are we
it.
jumping right into it? This week in fuck
I'll tell
shit.
you.
Okay.
Just got a hot
Wait,
feature,
wait,
bro.
wait,
What's
go
going
on,
on?
Tell you why?
Please.
Because she said she doesn't like black men.
No.
Wait,
As fine as she is.
Context.
As fine as she is. That's a
No,
L.
context.
Throw her
I like
away.
You gotta stop for the context.
So on Twitter, she was asked if she would ever date a black guy, right?
And she said no,
she only
straight
dates-
up.
She only dates white men.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She doesn't. Wow. Wow. Hell.
The National Black Man Association Club, we had a little bit of a meeting, you know, we decided to cancel her.
Thank you for letting me know about
Okay.
this.
Yeah, I'm letting you know now. Letting you know
Sometimes
now,
I'm late
yeah.
to those meetings. And
Yeah.
I missed the.
I know,
And it's the
but we
briefing.
tried to send the emails out, you know, sometimes it's the junk mail.
No, it is. I don't read it. You know how niggas are, man. We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know, guys,
Huh?
she's cancelled, okay?
Damn. Yeah, I second that opinion. Doja Cat is too fine to only date Caucasians. That is annoying. That is
Man,
irritating.
do something for yourself. Don't limit yourself. You know what I mean?
Thanks. Like,
I'm
yo,
trying to
explore.
I
the
got one of them
whole world.
scratch off maps. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
man.
Trying to we go,
real,
bro.
man.
Around the world in 80 days.
Yo, that's even better. I don't know about that, but like, yo, Doja Cat, don't do this to us, man. Explore. Like, speaking of which, Rico Nasty could also get it, but that's another thing. Yeah,
She's cool.
Rico Nasty is hot
I
as hell.
can't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Rico Nasty is she's killing
She's
it.
quite attractive.
Yeah.
And also, she's
I'm
also
sorry,
makes good
somebody-
music.
Yeah.
Photo. I need a photo.
You don't know what Rico
Rico
Nasty
Nasty?
is?
I don't
Yeah. The thing is with Rico Nasty, she's quite unconventional looking, but I like that.
Yeah, same.
And I think without her personality, if you saw her, you'd be like, you know, whatever. But
No, without her
it's-
personality, she's still quite attractive to me.
I
She
think
has
it's
a
the whole.
interesting look.
Now,
the
I think to me it's
You
everything.
got
Say if I
you got some feelings for her. Ooh.
No, I don't know if I call it feelings, but to me, she has a quirkiness about her. look.
yeah, I like that.
Definitely.
But I feel like if I saw her, like I probably would.
No, you won't turn round, but like if you
It's cause
saw her and
it's
you were
'cause of what-
talking,
yeah,
You seen the music video for Counting Up, by the way?
yeah.
Because she starts off and she's on the phone. She's like, I'm coming back, or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's in the fucking newsagent, and I don't know what she's wearing. It's the weirdest shit. You can
She's
see,
very
like,
left
low.
with it, you know.
Huh?
She's very like different.
Yeah,
Like,
she doesn't care like anything. Like, no, I'm not say that, but like, she's really out there. is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Damn.
Yeah.
Doja Cat is disappointing.
Vernon,
I'm not
you
gonna
look
lie, 'cause
confused.
Doja Cat was babe, bro.
I don't know. Yeah.
Very much so. Oh well.
Vernon, what's your take?
You don't see it?
Yeah,
I'm
with
gonna
it.
just have to forfeit your opinion. She is fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah. Right.
That's
I
the check.
agree.
That's-
Thank
check
you.
it.
She basic. Well done.
Hey, I agree. Okay. So what about you, Fahad? When you went on dead silence, calculating all the equations.
Well, yeah. As Alex said, my week was also quite depressing because of fucking uni work and all that. But besides from that, I don't really do much this week. I don't really do much. Like, I just spent most of my time at home because uni just sucked all the life of me out of me. So once I was done with all those exams, I just went to work, home. Like, nothing out of the ordinary, really. Music I listened to this week. What was I listening to? I've been listening to like a lot of like SoundCloud music,
Yeah.
but not SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta give me a genre.
So like, okay, how can I say? Like Future Bounce, if that
Okay.
makes sense. Stuff
Yeah.
like K-Tronada, but it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I've been getting into that corner of SoundCloud a lot, and I found
Okay.
some.
You got
Gems.
any names? 'Cause I'm pretty curious about that.
So there's a guy called Sam Gaintree. I'm not sure.
yeah, Sam Gaintree, I know
he's
him.
dope.
He's young,
dope.
bro.
Yeah, he's young. He's
know
only
him.
20 or 21. He's dope as
on
hell.
some
Crazy.
his compositions on some Mozart shit is crazy.
Oh
bro.
man,
Okay.
he's
It's
insane with it.
layered.
He's insane with it.
Layered.
Honestly,
You know who's playing, by the way, in London?
who?
Alone.
No way.
22nd
Oh, he
March, I
is.
think.
He is. I was sent. I was sent.
You
A little link to that,
the
yeah.
song kick or something.
Yeah. That or something. Yeah. I got
But
it.
that's really late. Normally, in advance.
With
that's
Lone,
next
he
month.
does shows like every other month. He does.
Oh,
shows,
really?
yeah. I saw him a couple months back. Actually, it was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might go to that. I might go to
Yeah.
that. But yeah, man, been finding some really interesting shit on SoundCloud.
That's the.
What about you, Vernon?
Yeah, what you
I'm
saying?
still on Spotify. I'm
Yeah?
sorry. I'm a lover of it. Like, I think it's more and more that I chill back with my parents, and I'm just like, wow, that's actually a banger. Like,
Yeah.
I was listening to some Earth, Wind and Fire. Oh my God, I was taken back.
man.
Like,
Got some-
You know-
what songs were you listening to?
let me not, because we're gonna just. I'm gonna have to just
We're
drop a
going
link to
forever.
my account. Just don't
Yeah.
worry, Vernon Strawn. Just don't worry about it. Just follow me when you're time. It's all good. It's all good. But it's one of those ones where, if you're walking to the shop, I've got a playlist for you. If
Yeah.
you're about to go to sleep, I've got a playlist for you. If you're about to
Okay, you
chill
really
up with
like
honey, you got,
categorical.
I got playlists for you, boy.
Damn.
Don't even worry about
That's
it.
dope.
Like, it's,
I like that.
it's one of them feeling ones. So it literally, if you read the sentence and you feel the mood, it's that. It's literally
The
that.
most I have is like a skating playlist, and that's about
I've
it.
got a playlist for every moment under the sun.
Really?
You
Yeah.
always got to invest.
Yeah.
Damn.
Any like, if you tell me what me and my friends do, right? So we like films. So sometimes we'll get a film up, right? And we're like, okay, play a song that matches the scene perfectly. And like we'll play a game.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And we have fun with it. So much fun with it. And because of that, like I make playlists for fun now.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
dope. Yo, imagine back in the day they used to make like cassette tapes.
Yeah,
Mixtapes
boy,
and
a
that.
mixtape. Can you imagine?
Crazy.
That's fucking commitment.
It is.
Like, you know, guys used to do that for their girls and shit. If
Yeah.
he did that for you, boy, he loved you, man.
Yeah.
He loved you,
That's so
honestly.
cute.
Yeah. I need someone to do that for me, man.
Have you guys ever made a CD?
Yeah, you know, actually, occasionally I still burn CDs just out of like, I'm not even sure, nostalgia or something. I don't know. I like to have it like, I'll make a playlist on SoundCloud and then download the playlist to the CD and just like write up like SoundCloud this date to this date. And I feel like then even if it gets deleted or whatever, because you know online stuff's volatile a little bit, so I'll have it like forever basically.
Whose thought you trying to move to? Like, raw.
Getting prepared.
I
don't
come back
know.
into the studio and Alex is moving to that. This is interesting. This is awesome.
It's just like a kind of little bit OCD or something. I don't know.
What happened?
Talking about burning like SoundCloud playlists to CDs.
No. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, every so often I will do that
Why?
just to keep it forever.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Okay.
So there's something about having the physical copy.
Let's. On that note, on a very, very quick note, it's actually kind of worrying that all media, I'm talking from a film perspective here, that all media is going digital because it means we don't own anything that we actually own.
Yeah.
It's weird. I know it sounds a bit dystopian, but Netflix is awesome. All that stuff is awesome. All the other streaming services are awesome. But like, we can't lose DVDs, guys. Because like, what if they just decide to take it all back? Not they, but like, yo, at least you used to own a DVD.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm not one of those like, oh,
It
all
will go that
technology
way.
is
Like
bad.
financially, the disc is way too expensive.
It is way too expensive, but you need, like, we need to, even if just on an archiving level, especially with movies, we need to keep physical copies of these stuff because ones and zeros are very, very volatile. They're kept there because people that are skilled can keep them there. That's dope, but it's a volatile thing. It can easily be lost. We cannot lose classics to the internet. Keep going.
What should we talk about today?
Oh, so we're
I
gonna
got
talk about
this.
love stuff. Should we talk about the this week in fuck shit first?
Yeah.
let's talk
Yeah, because
about-
we all know what like the biggest news at uni was, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We gotta talk about that as well.
Also, I,
I
thought
wasn't
we
even talking
should,
about that. I was about Justice Smollett.
Oh,
Alright.
that was literally what I was about to say.
Yeah.
We must talk about that situation. We must. Because I have to give
Special
my
guest
2 cents.
incoming.
Yo, special guest is really taking a long time. What are y'all guys saying?
Niggas are loaded.
What's happening?
Oh,
All right. Yo, introduce yourself. Roy is in the studio. He was here 2 weeks ago.
Whoa.
Say hi, Roy.
Yo, what's
I mean,
Roy?
Eli. Sorry. What?
Eli.
Yeah, both work?
Where's my middle name?
What's your middle name? Awesome.
You just go by your Insta names.
Yeah, basically.
Vicious
Roy.
You know what's popping.
Yeah.
You know the vibes.
He's here to give us his.
You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. I fuck with that. He's here to give us his very, very specific, take on. We'll talk about the Burberry shit too, actually. So since we're doing this week in fuck shit, yeah,
Okay,
we have
hold on,
like
hold on.
3. So which order are we doing it in?
You mentioned one already, so you have to do it.
So Justice Smollett.
Right.
Just you Smollett.
Smollett?
Yeah.
Smollett? I don't know why I
Just
say
you Smollett.
Smollett. It just
Ooh.
it sounds
Yeah.
better.
Sounds kind of French.
It kinda,
Boom.
SMU. When you see SMOLLET,
Yeah, you naturally don't pronounce the T, right?
Yeah, in your head you just think Smollett,
Jussie
but
Smollett.
Fair enough. Justin Smollett.
Right. Anyways.
So he is. I don't watch Empire, but he's an actor of Empire.
You
I
don't watch
forgot who he
Empire
plays.
because Empire's.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. You know what? If you like Empire, that's cool. Like that black soap operas, that's not.
But
bad.
yeah, he's I forgot who he plays, but he's a main character of Empire, right?
Right.
And in real life, he is a homosexual man who happens
And
to
in
be
the
black.
show too, I think.
Right. So yeah. Oh, is he? I don't know.
I think so.
But
Don't
yeah,
quote me on that.
he's he likes. Well, don't say that. I shouldn't say he likes, but he's an avid campaigner of like black gay rights. And he really pushes for LGBT rights and things like
Okay,
that.
so far so
My
good.
guy, I like
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
Plot
this all
twist
sounds
is
great.
coming.
He
Yeah,
sounds. This all sounds
is
great.
awesome.
Okay, go on.
Honestly,
Right.
guy's CV is dope.
Get to the nut. Go on.
But boom, let me get into it.
Alright, so boom, go for it.
The issue is, so about a month ago,
Okay.
it was reported that he was attacked in Chicago
Okay.
in the middle of the night. Right. So this is the story. So he was walking, and 2 men
Yeah.
wearing MAGA hats.
Nigerian men.
Yeah.
which is
No.
actually
We didn't know.
quite
We didn't
important.
know they were Nigerian at this time.
Okay,
We didn't know
okay.
they were Nigerian at this time. 2 men were wearing MAGA hats.
Okay.
Came up to him and attacked him. They beat him up. They covered him in bleach and they put a noose around his neck. Right?
We'll get to news this soon, but
So
Okay.
he reported the crime. Chicago police were investigating, and then he was just speaking about it on social media and like doing a whole media run of like, oh my god, this terrible hate crime happened to me. It just shows how anti-gay America is, especially when it comes to black gays. This is terrible. So he
everybody was on his side.
Oh, yeah,
because
everybody was with him.
because,
Everybody was-
like that's a horrible thing to happen to somebody.
To anybody, yeah.
Yeah. And then he went on this interview, that interview, this like, and if you were to watch these interviews, you'd believe what he's saying, right?
Okay.
You believe what he's saying. However,
He's an actor, so.
Yeah,
However-
not that good a one. If you ask me.
however, I was always very skeptical about this, right? Because I felt like it was just
Single
so
tear that
over.
got you skeptical.
Oh, I
the
mean,
single
it sound-
tear on the. He goes, oh.
Not even that. It's just the fact that it was just so over the top. Like they really attacked you wearing MAGA hats at 3 a.m. in the
Yeah.
night, covered you in bleach, put a noose around your neck.
So many details in that story too. I, was
feel-
hungry.
feel
I
like
need
it
to go
was
to the
so
store.
Strange, right? But I didn't think it was orchestrated and everything. So Joe Budden, he does a podcast, right?
Okay.
So he outright said, "I feel this situation's fake. This whole thing was fake." Right?
Did he call it?
He called it. He called it
Budden's a guy.
a while ago, right? And when Joe Budden said this, he got so much backlash. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're homophobic. You don't care about
Damn,
gay
if
people."
Budden was
You don't care."
wrong.
I feel like he would know
but
something
he's
though.
that guy. He's that guy. You know, he's always been very outspoken. He doesn't give a fuck. You know.
Fair enough.
So now, fast forward a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chicago police are now investigating claims that the attack was indeed actually not true. Right?
That he paid them,
That-
right?
yeah, So,
Yeah.
as they investigate, they discover that he paid 2 Nigerian men how much was it?
No,
3
no, no,
grand?
bro. Trust me. No, there's a part of this story because I remember when it happened. When people found out that it was fake, the reason they were so angry is because the guy said it was 2 Nigerian men.
No. That's
Are you
not,
sure?
No, that's not what happened.
So why was Nigerian?
People, we were angry. The men he paid just so happened to be Nigerian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so it was discovered that he paid these men to do it, right? So now he's been arrested, and he's still maintaining his innocence. He still says this shit happened to me,
Word.
and it's crazy. It's crazy, and like, I feel like this is so bad, especially in America, because they have so many issues where it comes to
Yeah.
race and homophobia.
It's
and like,
not productive.
Yeah,
he maybe think he's doing something productive by trying to rally people up, but ultimately it's not because
it's just gonna hold people back.
Yeah, it destroys like sort of faith that like
Because
it can be okay.
Let's-
And also,
say-
now Make America Great Again people have they
No, they
always
have
try and
something,
push
don't
the
they?
Exactly.
victim narrative.
Exactly.
Like people like legitimate people that are legitimately hurt and legitimately thrown like homophobic slurs. Like
exactly.
gay people that actually go through this, they push that they're victims. It's a huge part of their narrative. This is adding to that a lot, and this is horrible.
Also,
But keep going, Fahad,
I
because
feel
we
like
take
there's
over.
also going to be a lot more scrutiny when it comes to hate crimes in America.
Yeah.
Nah?
And
Just
there was
because of this
already
one
a
guy.
lot of scrutiny.
Exactly.
In fact, this shows the one good thing about this. Well, 2 good things. One, I'm glad he actually didn't experience this, because as much as this is a stupid thing to do,
Yeah.
this is not a thing. This should not be a thing anybody should go through. I'm glad this was fake in its own way.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't actually go through it. The second thing is, it shows the police don't just take these people by their word, because that's another huge thing the narrative tends to push. Oh, they just go to the police and we're just supposed to believe them. The police do their job. The police are not
investigate.
politically. They do their job. They investigate. They make sure that what you're saying is true. And if what you're saying is true, then they take action. And they made sure here. And I'm glad. Good job for the police for finding this out. That's one thing. Normally we're on our NWA shit on this show, but good job, police. You did a good job.
50 points to
Yeah.
points to the police.
So the 50 points to Gryffindor. I appreciate it. You guys.
The social justice warriors on social media also still somehow found a way to blame black men for this situation. They say that
Black men lie unprovoked.
they said that shit, what was the argument again? Fuck, I just went blank. But yeah, listen, they're gunning for us, all right? And we need to get together and we need to prepare, all right?
Whoa, hold on.
I don't know about that.
No, with me?
Bro, check on
yeah,
Twitter,
man.
bro. There's definitely people.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my people. But honestly, situation like this is so bad, and I honestly hope he is punished for this.
What's
'Cause
everybody's thoughts on this?
it's
I
terrible,
don't know
man.
what is the repercussion for that.
He's looking at like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, he should go to prison for this.
But is that like perverting the course of justice?
It
Or
is,
yeah, and also wasting
Hey.
police resources. There was
Yeah.
a thing where I think on that, not on the same day, I think on the same day, because it made quite a huge stir. This black woman who her 2 sons, I don't know if her 2 sons or just one of her sons was murdered, on that day protested the police giving their resources to this one guy instead of like helping to find, you know what I mean,
Who murdered her son?
who murdered her sons. Because Justice Smollett is a celebrity, and we've given kudos to police. Now back to the criticism. Police tend to give more to the celebrities. If this was just some random nigga, this would have gone under the rug. Nothing would have happened.
100%.
No one would have cared. It wouldn't have been on CNN.
Especially in Chicago.
Especially, exactly. Like, they would have been like, oh really? A gay man was almost lynched in Chicago. What else is new? You know what I mean? It is what it's kind of sad.
He wasn't actually lynched.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't actually. It was almost like, calm down. But he was a celebrity, as a celebrity that's well known, for being an activist. So he was given a lot of attention, and he's an attention seeker and possibly a narcissist, because I don't know how you could do this like from nowhere.
I don't think he's alright in his head.
Huh?
I don't think he's.
You
okay
can't be
in his
right in your head and do that. Why would you say something like that in this economy? No, in this climate, like it's ridiculous.
head. What's your take on this, Vernon?
It makes you feel ridiculous.
On this, oh gosh, I'll be fair. I have not followed it enough to
Right,
have.
to having this.
But if you were the judge, you know, how you gonna punish this dude? Give me the gory details.
Well, not punish, but like, okay, look at this objectively from what we've told. Not objectively, because I'm sure we've put on some bias in this story somehow. But he is telling you a lot. 3 people have confirmed this is kind of what happened. Why, like, not why would he do it, but like, how do you just, on a pure visceral level, how does that make you feel like as a human being, really?
It kind of just makes me think why necessarily he wants to do it. I'm sorry, every single time I'm thinking that he's still pleading his innocence.
Yeah.
So somewhere in his head, somewhere along the lines he has some piece of evidence or some argument that makes his inquiry. Otherwise, why continue? You know, because by literally doing this, he's damaging his career, damaging his reputation, damaging the movement to which he's actively attempting to be an idol for. But he's sitting there going, "Nah, I'm innocent." So I'm hoping, if he's half as intelligent as he's portrayed to be, that there's an intent behind it. Really,
He's guilty as fuck. He did that shit.
Damn, Fahad's made the decision.
And wait, on another detail, right?
That's
he's
so funny.
He's claiming that they like beat him up and put bleach on him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the noose as well.
Yeah.
The noose, I get, you can do that, but like, how'd you beat yourself up? And did he actually pour bleach on himself?
Like it was all they rehearsed. So like
they actually
rehearsed.
did the stuff. So they
they did it, but they rehearsed it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Raw.
Let's
Crazy,
put
right?
that. You know what?
Crazy.
You are right, because the case is not
Yeah.
completely over.
Innocent until
Let's
proven
put a
guilty.
huge fat allegedly to everything we just said. There is a
My bad.
possibility that he is telling the truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem
he
likely.
might have intelligence. Woo.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't seem likely he's telling the truth. I don't know if I hope he's telling the truth. I hope he's not. I don't know what to feel about this, because like I hope it didn't happen to him. But also, why would you do this if it didn't?
So apparently the motive as to why he did it is for a pay rise. So
Oh
So
wow,
wait,
is that confirmed already?
that's what the police are saying.
How does
That's
that
what the police-
work?
So as far as I
Sympathy
know,
vote.
all the attention he was getting, so like everybody wanted to interview, everybody wanted him here, all paying him. They're all paying him. Yeah. So and he felt he was being underpaid, and he said this multiple times. He would always tie that into this terrible thing that happened to him. Weirdly enough, I don't know what that has to do with you being beaten up and fucking almost lynched.
They
But
try to
whatever.
lynch me.
But-
I ain't got no money.
Yeah. So that's what the police are
Only
saying.
had a
They're saying it's
bodyguard.
linked to a pay rise.
Nah, I'm sorry, that doesn't sit right with me. Like, if
Go
you're
for it, please.
if you're tell me how many people are gonna get beaten up and okay, cool, your boss is going to increase your pay. No, you're gonna get sick leave. You're getting half. Like, what's happening?
I honestly don't understand it either. I don't understand. But I guess with time,
The argument
we're gonna.
is, sorry, go for it.
So, with time, we'll find out what really happened.
Well, there's
Yeah,
two
can't
ways to
wait.
argue. Yeah, true. But okay, there is a possibility he did do this for a pay rise. One, the interviews, they are paying him. But apart from that, removing from that, if he, yes, he goes on sick leave, he comes back. Justice Malay is one of the, now he's, I hate saying this, but it's the sympathy thing. Now everybody
Exactly.
wants them on their show.
Exactly.
Because one, he's quite popular
want him in
now.
the
I didn't
film.
know who this guy was
Exactly.
before this. I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea who Justice Smollett was. I knew what Empire was, but I didn't know any of the artists' names, apart from the main two, I guess. But
Totally fair.
now people know who he is. Now he's a headliner. I'm not saying that's why he did it, but it could be a possibility. I hope not. I hope on some level, because honestly, man, I'm already on our humanity is almost over rants. I don't know if I've said this on the show yet. The experiment that is humanity is almost done.
Almost done.
Yeah, I think we've
We've
like
been
because
saying
this.
that for years.
No. But I mean, like on the when I say almost, I mean like in the next 200 years. Like I'm talking like a very scientific. Like people don't believe nothing matters anymore. How is somebody using being lynched as a joke? Switching smoothly.
I don't think he uses a joke.
Not as a
He uses
joke, but
yeah.
as a what, marketing tactic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you totally left out the funniest bit where he goes on stage and he claims
Oh,
that
cool.
he's the Black Tupac.
Oh,
The
bro.
modern
He
day
called himself the Black
sorry.
Tupac.
Whoa!
Modern day Tupac.
I'm so glad you.
This is why.
pointed out.
Thank you so much for that. This is why we come. This is not. Reality is almost over for us. I mean, the Earth is fine. I'm not a apocalypse type of person. I hope I'm wrong. But humanity is almost like this is our last stretch on a very, because what makes this important is what we believe in, and if we believe on a human rights level that talking about getting lynched because you're black or because you're gay is so wrong that you cannot even conceive someone lying about it. If someone can now lie about that, humanity's almost done. We don't believe in anything anymore, and I'm glad nihilism is creeping in, and I can feel it, and it's good because I mean, listen, man,
Existential chess.
one of two things gonna happen. Yeah, one of two things gonna happen. We're gonna restructure our morality, or we're all gonna end as a species.
But
and I'm excited to see.
Before you
which
go
one.
down that like rabbit hole, what were the other words connected to I am
Black
like
Tupac.
yeah, cool.
I'm
He
sorry.
said
context,
sorry.
context.
So
No.
he said it. He was at an event, right?
No, it was his own show. He had
Was it a show?
3 days later.
Coming, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Mike, recount this shit, bro.
It was his own show. He had a show like a couple of days later.
Yeah.
And he was just going off about how he was the gay Tupac and how he was trying to fight back the people like Tupac did the police. It was just like hilarious.
The gay Tupac,
He
bro.
immediately started promoting his music as well right after the
Oh, man.
Immediately after.
Hey, I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect
Do
it.
you really?
You got to mark it where you can, man.
Word.
You need to see all the memes and make.
Because that's what happens when people
get.
get lynched immediately. They plug their SoundCloud. That's what happens, yeah? Again, we could be wrong about all of this. I hope I am. But
I'm
it
gonna tell you
doesn't
now,
seem likely.
man. I'm gonna tell you now.
When
He's
I,
guilty as fuck.
he's
He
guilty.
did
It
that
seems
shit.
like it. And this is some horrible shit to do.
I
Moving smoothly on to
Yeah.
go for it.
Have you
Last
seen
thing.
the pictures of the Nigerian dudes who did it?
No.
They're
Like,
skinny as
they're
fuck.
huge. They're like massive.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like he's got like a tiny little bruise on the corner of his eye. So like if they really beat him up, like it'd be way worse. Than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, damn. Okay. Moving smoothly from
Yeah,
one lynching
what's
to
the
the other. Let's talk about Burberry.
Oh gosh.
I know, right? Who wants to start with this?
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, right. Who wants to?
Personally,
So, for those-
personally, okay,
Hold on,
give him. Let him
No,
know.
let's give a context.
For those
There
who
we go.
don't
That's some
know,
context,
Huh?
it's yeah.
So it came out in Fashion Week, right? So last week
Yeah.
was Fashion Week,
Yeah.
right, Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week was Fashion Week in London, I want to say. And, you know, all the stars came out. I think it was Women's Fashion Week. All the stars came out to play, all the usual shit. You know, everybody's having fun. And then Burberry decided, let's be edgy. And then one of the, is it a necklace?
Oh.
One of the hoodies they have
I think it's
has
part
a
of the hoodie.
noose attached to it. Now, Fahad doesn't think this is racist, which is fair.
Honestly,
No, I don't think that's
Controversial.
racist.
I honestly don't think it's racist.
Yeah.
How is that racist?
Yo.
Okay.
I
Gunna
can
Red
see,
Road.
listen, but like, okay, I can see why people would think that's racist, but like, do they really think that they aim this at black people?
I don't think it's aimed at anybody. I think it's aimed at controversy.
Exactly.
And but we've discussed this. If you're using black outrage as, I think it counts as racist if you're using black outrage as a marketing
I don't
tactic.
think they set out to use black outrage.
What does it? What does it have to do?
God knows,
No,
but
I
like,
think they
I
were
don't
just
think they
trying to
set out
be edgy.
to
Nah.
get black people outraged,
think
specifically
so.
black people.
There's ways to be edgy, bro. If it was, you know what would have been edgy? If the noose was like silver or gold. I could see they're making a point on capitalism or.
But
or
like,
or-
why is noose equal black people?
Why? Okay, because
I don't get that. Like anybody could hang themselves.
The couple thousand that
literally.
were killed. in
Anybody can
slavery.
hang. It has nothing to do with black people. In my opinion, I'm not saying it's right what they did. It's just like I don't know why people are. Oh my god, this is so racist. Like it's only racist because you say it's racist. Like this isn't racist at all, in my opinion.
okay.
Okay.
That's
I-
my opinion.
Who wants to go first here?
I agree with you in the sense that it isn't inherently racist. So
Right.
the a noose, in any sense, on its own, isn't gonna mean black.
Mhm.
But historically, when you see a shadow of someone hanging from a tree and a noose on their neck,
But there was no tree involved.
no. Say there's not even a tree.
Okay.
Say it's literally just hanging around someone's neck. Say
Right.
literally a standing body comes on their neck. You're thinking,
Saddam Hussein.
Bro,
me
what was
I'm
the
just
point?
wrong.
Okay, so what was the point of this? Okay, I don't know if fashion has to have a. This is why I want Eli. Please come
Oh, it's
in
art,
immediately, or anybody really.
uh,
Okay, yes, but art. Okay, I don't want to say art always has to have a point. I want to be very careful about that. Art is expression. What are they expressing? Right.
I don't
now? What
know,
does this
but like
mean? What-
I don't think that's the point of the matter here. Like I just feel that this noose around this person's neck does not equal racism towards black people. It doesn't. And like the only reason why people are saying that is because like they saw that and they felt like oh my god, they're gunning for us, they're coming for it. Like they're not. Like you
so
just
what
think about it.
fashion? What what is racist in fashion to you? Because you didn't think the
Gucci blackface
thing was.
I can see. Okay, it's not the matter of like I said. I didn't think it wasn't racist. It's just that it didn't offend me. Right.
I don't.
I thought it was racist, but it didn't offend me. I see why people would find that.
This doesn't
racist.
offend me. I think it's.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's just like
this is just on an objective.
I
level.
feel
This
like
is-
we need to like kind of draw a line somewhere because like we're just entering this world of super sensitivity. Like you can't do anything without offending someone, and it's just like it's
No, but
such a tightrope to walk on. Like, I don't like that.
I
really don't
feel
that.
like, but a good line to. I mean, I don't think we should draw the line at nooses. I think we can draw it a little less than that. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying. Okay, so I'll use the example of the coolest monkey in the jungle thing. The Coolest Monkey in the Jungle thing, if you remember that, I don't know who brought that out.
I feel like that's different though.
I don't think that. No, but I'm going to use an example. I don't think the Coolest Monkey in the Jungle thing was racist. I think it was. I think genuinely was tone deafness. Genuinely was being tone deaf.
They
it was
made a
just
mistake.
It would have been on a white kid. They forgot or something like that. They didn't check it. They didn't check the pictures. Sorry, am I spiking?
Sure, yeah, chill. You dropping all your rings in the audio.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, no. The Coolest Monkey in the Jungle thing wasn't racist. It was tone deaf. They just not happened to put it on a black kid, but somebody didn't think the problem there was there's not black people in whatever company that was like this might be a dumb idea. This seems very, very targeted at the controversies surrounding fashion right now. If this happened 2 years ago, I don't think I would have thought of it as racist. I think this is following a trend that they have seen that has been set. I might be wrong. I might be on my what's it called? Tinfoil hat shit. This was on purpose, Fahad. This was a direct design decision.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go, Alex.
I understand the paranoia because I do think that first of all, a lot of these
Because
companies.
how can these
do not-
all be coincidence, man? It's annoying. At some point,
I
it's
don't
like
think it's all
y'all are
connected
so.
though either. I think there's a lot of white people in these countries and not a lot of black people higher up that can say, "Yo, that's maybe not." Even if it's not racist, like maybe not.
If that's the problem we need to point out, that's fine. But it's still a trend, and it still follows a trend, and that trend is racism and
But
insensitivity.
on
and
the,
this is
on the
that
topic
trend.
of the news specifically, I wish we were more embracing of death and shit like that. Honestly, I could see it just as like it's there for like morbid curiosity. It's just a bit of like
Honestly.
something interesting. You know what I mean? It makes you think about something.
Go, Vanna.
The creative director at Burberry now, it's Ricardo Tisci. He used to be at Givenchy in like 2011. So like when Kanye and Jay-Z were all wearing the Givenchy stuff, and it had a lot of like gothic imagery on it. So really, he's just into like the whole gothic imagery like aesthetic. So that's literally what he was doing there.
Yeah.
So like, it really,
So there's
it's not
background
racist
to
at
this
all.
then. He has a kind of track record of doing stuff like
Yeah.
this.
But I feel what's really drawn particular attention to it now is the fact that it's really, really popular because it's offending a group of people. And I know you're saying it's not necessarily offending you personally, but people that have necessarily a deep heritage and know that far back into their history, that is going to be offensive if someone else is making a couple thousand off of something that killed a couple thousand in your parents. Like,
I agree, but like, trust me, like I get it. But my issue is a noose does not equal. Oh my god, like what they did to black people, you know. Say if it's around a black neck or something, or hang off a tree, cool, I get it. But like, the person involved wasn't black. It was literally just a noose hang off their neck. I don't get how that equals. We're trying to spur black outrage.
I think it's more because it is so identical to the one that would ultimately kill someone. Because as you said, if it was made of silver, different. If it was made of different material, different. If it was,
It's
It's
not
the
made
fact
of
that
rope.
it's made of. What is it made of?
It's not made of rope. It's shiny from what I can tell. I mean, this isn't like the
But
clothes
I'm sorry,
picture.
Eli just said that the creative director has a history of using death imagery and gothic
No,
imagery.
it is rope. It is rope. My bad. It is rope.
yeah, if you have a history of that, then I'm assuming you'd have a sensitivity to understand at least change one particular element so people are not thinking it's the exact same thing.
Genuinely, this was. It doesn't have to be silver. If it was metal, man. If it was like a comment on ice, on the drip culture, if it was something where I'm like, gothic imagery, say what you will about it, it has a point to it. There's like, gothic imagery is not just offensive to be offensive, I guess. It's not just provocative, it's not just pinching, like, I don't know about what he used to do in Givenchy. I hope he used to have a point too, or he's just a bad creative director, to be perfectly honest. Like, there needs to be,
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't want, of course, I'm not going to say that, but it's like, there needs to be, this is just stupid. Why is it made of rope? What is the point of this? And who is going to, I don't know if it's meant to be even worn, but is anyone going to wear this?
But
Like,
a
no
lot
one's
of
gonna wear
runway
this shit.
things like aren't meant to be worn.
So what is it?
Yeah.
It's just,
It's like that's
look how pretty this is.
it's like Eli, like you okay, like the runway,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not a matter of like, okay, I mean sometimes you're showcasing like, okay, like what you can go wear or whatnot, but like I think it's more of like an artistic statement most of the time. No, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but like
Then what is this statement here?
I don't know, but I don't think it's linked to black people, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think it's only linked to black people because people are saying it's linked to black people.
Then the bigger question here would be, even if, I don't think, okay, let's remove intent. He wasn't intended to be racist. Can something be racist by context?
Definitely.
No.
Huh?
That you can be racist by
Yeah.
content, but I don't think this is.
I don't agree with
Because
that.
You don't think you
I mean,
can-
I had like 2 seconds to think about it, but I do think the intent is the most important part.
Definitely.
That's
but
the only
you can
reason
still
I
be
can call you
racist
But you
nigga
can-
and not. It's not. I'm not being
No,
racist.
yeah,
to you, bro.
No,
Yeah.
but there's a difference between that and like, okay, so intent is important in face-to-face racism. In real life, like, yo, if you're gonna call somebody like a whatever word
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
call them, but if you're gonna say that, a lot of people don't intend to be racist, bro. A lot of people, you know this. You've lived a black life. They don't intend. They don't go. They don't wake up every day like I hate niggas. La la
That
la
shit
la
is
la.
crazy.
They go. They have a normal day in their head. They just be by the leisure of being ignorant. Racism follows. Which
You wanna get
whatever.
something really deep.
Go
and
for
this,
it.
This isn't to a black person. My friend is Sikh, right? He wears a turban all the time, and he works at Tesco, so he just gets to interface with a lot of these Colchester people and that. And this guy came up to him and said, "Why is it a lot of people like from your culture smell?" And he's like, "You don't." But like, why is it?
That's
Like
so
a
rude.
dead serious.
That guy was
question.
not meant to be. That guy was not trying to be racist.
Yeah.
So let's remove intent there.
It's insane.
Yeah. So
I
I know it hurts to even
Yeah,
hear.
it
And
does,
this is a
bro.
friend of ours actually, because
Boy,
yeah, I know who you're
yeah.
talking about. Should I
Yeah.
say his? I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah, shout out Pav, sponsored by Pav.
No, don't say his. Okay, fine. Someone asked Pav that. Fine, since we're already here. Someone asked Pav that. I'm sure you got asked that, Pav. That is atrocious.
Easy, bro.
But
Fuck
that
that
guy
guy.
was not intending to be racist.
No,
because
it's
that
true.
guy was trying to compliment him. Like, wow, your people smell, but you don't. You do something different.
I think racism, like, it's very closely linked to ignorance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's ignorance in this. There's the fact that this guy didn't know that. I don't know.
Are we talking
There's
about Ricardo
certainly-
I'm talking about Burberry. I'm talking- let's go back to
There
Burberry.
are ignorance in these companies. That's
Yeah,
how they put
and
the
it's,
stuff out.
it's
without
thank
noticing,
you.
for sure.
There's a,
But this is not one of the egregious ones. This is one of the.
of course, this isn't as bad as the blackface thing at all, but this is still skirting that line because it's. Please go.
And I just feel we're entering this world of super sensitivity, and this is just getting worse. and
Bro, I'm
worse,
on you
man.
with that, but I don't think this is that. I don't think. You think this is part of that?
Nah, yeah.
Yeah?
Honestly, like, I feel like we're making such a huge deal about this, you know? And like, I feel like, don't get me wrong, trust me, like, I am no coon by any by any means.
think
Like,
you are.
I stand for black people. I am black, right? But I just feel like when you do things like this,
Is it a case of pick your battles?
yes, but it's just like, oh God, like we don't, because let's say, especially when it comes to fashion, right? I want people to be as expressive as they want to be. Okay, not with a Gucci thing, that's wrong, right? But I don't want people to be scared of doing something because they feel like, oh, like even though this is not related to black people whatsoever, I can still offend a whole bunch of black people, even though that was not my intention by any means.
Okay. I guess here we have to agree to disagree. Because I don't think it's atrociously
I got it.
racist, but I think it is.
I got a
I
good
think
segue.
go for it. Segue. But let's
But
conclude
wrap
this
up
part.
your
Yeah.
sentence, yeah.
I don't know. I think this is, and I don't think it's racist. I don't think this guy woke up thinking, "Damn, niggas just make me sick," and then just he put the lynch on the hoodie. I don't think that's what he did.
Boy.
I think he wanted to make some edgy statement. He might have thought he was even progressive. He might have thought he was like skirting the waves, and that's, you know what, that's something you should always aim for. But there's the skirting the waves, and then there's doing it with caution and understanding that you reach a lot of people, and with these a lot of people that you reach, there's a context to their lives, and some of the context to black lives is black people are still, and it's hard to hear. It sounds like a thing of the past. Niggas still get lynched. I'm gonna be real. There was I don't want to be this guy, but last year there was this mother who still hasn't gotten justice for this, by the way. There's this mother who she's a black activist, and her son was a budding black activist. She found her son hanging from a tree with his pants pulled down to his neck, to his legs. This shit still happens. She put it on Twitter. They lynched my baby, and nothing has happened to her.
Can I say one last point?
Please.
What about all the people that have killed themselves by hanging themselves, or what
So-
about the people that like I don't know if
So
let's say,
okay,
for
is
example,
okay. Let's assume it's about suicide. What is this saying to the people who has one? Your daughter killed herself, right? Like, is this supposed to be? Let's remove the blackness from it. People have killed themselves. That's fine. It's not to emper. When you drew something like this, if you want to make a film about, like, let's say depression, right? And you want to make, I'm not saying all art needs to be for some greater good, but if you're going to make a film about depression, maybe don't make fun of the depressed or put them on clothes. If you're going to make something about someone who hung themselves, what is the point of this? why, even if it's just about suicide, if it's just about the morbidity of suicide, or even if it's about autoerotic asphyxiation, whatever it's about, why? That is my question.
I agree with you, and like what I'm saying is that I don't know, but all I do know is that in my opinion, this isn't racist.
Okay. Regardless, it's insensitive.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
While we're actually here, right, and we got a couple people in the room, can we just take a poll, like, real quick? Who thinks this racist?
Ish.
Hands up.
Racist in the terms that it's has racial prejudice, or
racial
racial
undertones.
In any
that
capacity.
it
In
offends
any
you.
capacity.
In any capacity, I'm gonna put my hand up.
At any capacity, yeah.
I'll put my hand up.
Like,
No? Alright, that's fair. Well, for
So,
people that are not in the
yeah.
studio, how many are we in the studio?
It's 2 out of 7 then.
7, 2 out of 7. We're outnumbered. That's fine. Each opinion is still valid, and I do respect you. I know what you guys are saying.
Anyway,
Trust me
I
that
get what you're saying too. Trust me. I do,
Speaking
I
on
get it.
controversy,
Let's go.
we have some very interesting Essex homegrown local controversy, you know.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
And I'm really not like gonna
Is it
try
the
not
anti-Semitism
to,
thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the anti-Semitism. You said it now.
I didn't want to do that. Sorry, I wanted to make sure we're on the same page. With
Yeah.
Go.
Um,
Did everybody get the same email from their chancellor?
yeah. There's levels to it,
I
bro.
don't check my emails.
I want to try and
You got it twice.
to like.
So nice they said it
recount-
twice, right? New York. Let's go. What's that? Go
I
for
want
it.
to try and
Lex.
recount A to B exactly what happened, so it's demystified a little bit as much as
I actually don't know what
possible.
happened. You need to fill me in.
Well, yeah. So someone tried to start. They put the ratification in for the Jewish Society.
Right.
Okay. Not much activity. There's not everyone in the uni votes on this shit. Like most people don't care, to be honest.
it's mainly societies.
Yeah. So there were a lot of results that were saying no, and it was like a really disproportionate amount of people, like unusual amount of people to be voting on a poll. And especially to be saying no, because there is a lot of and all the articles that have covered this have pointed this out. Like we have a Pokemon Go society, we have a K-pop society. Like they're a very niche group. So the fact that someone would adamantly be against the society,
Jewish people.
that's anti-Semitism, right?
Yeah.
But there's this extra complication that they wanted to observe like Israel Day or something. I don't know exactly what it's called, but this holiday that is like somewhat political because of the Israel-Palestine thing, you know.
Boy, remember
So
about Israel-Palestine?
I don't really
Excited.
want to slip into that, like, because I'm also like not very knowledgeable. And
No
I
one
say
is.
some dumb
No
shit.
one knows. Literally, no one knows what is
Say
happening
some
there.
dumb shit. So there's some reasoning that perhaps people were against it because it contained this small political thing as well. I don't know.
I think I can shed some light on that.
Go on.
Please.
If I'm getting this correct, and feel free anyone to pop up and say I'm not, the particular reference that they made was that they want to celebrate an Israeli Nationalist Day that also kind of celebrated the execution of a lot of Palestinians, which you can probably guess the Palestinian Society and anyone who's in any way against celebrating mass murder is not really going to be happy about. I would just regard myself as a spiritual person. I'm just standing back and going, well, I don't really want to celebrate anyone dying, and I put my hands up. I didn't particularly vote, but I know a fair few people that were outraged and beefed the Facebook Freshers
Right.
page, which, damn, that was
Oh,
hilarious.
They got messy, eh?
There's a next thing as well on Facebook. One of the lecturers at this uni is gonna be fired very soon.
Damn, free that
This
nigga.
This
You didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. You did it.
Yo, I mean,
Yo, what?
I'm not trying to get in trouble with the uni or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this is gonna come. So there's this dude, and I forget his name. I don't think people's names are really that important.
Yeah.
Just in general.
In a post-name society.
We don't need to make this guy famous or whatever. But he was a lecturer at the uni in computer science, taught like first year and like foundation year electronics and
Did he
stuff.
teach you?
No, he didn't actually. But he posted on his Facebook page and a lot of stuff like denying the Holocaust, talking about crisis actors.
Yikes.
It was really sort of,
Yikes, indeed. Yo, what the hell?
And it was, you can just.
Obviously, I want to make it very clear. Fahad was joking when he said free that nigga.
Yeah,
he was
I was
talking about,
kidding.
like, let's be perfectly.
I did not mean that.
He did not mean that at all. That was a very poorly timed
Keep
joke.
that nigga in there, man.
Throw him away. Throw him away. Did he actually do that?
So it was the kind of post that you see it and it's just like an image with like loads of text and some like random pictures and just sprouting off random facts that aren't true at all. You know.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Well.
So he was he openly expressed some clearly anti-Semitic views.
Oh boy.
And has since deleted his Facebook page, and I'm sure that he will be
Fired soon.
Yeah, I think he's already on holiday. So
Let's call it holiday. Yeah. They made him take a holiday.
yeah.
There's not really much to say about this. This
I know.
is kind of BS. What? Why? What?
Crazy, man.
So the Israel-Palestine thing, I don't know remotely enough about what that conflict was to pitch in. If I didn't even know you were allowed to vote on like other societies, like what they can do.
yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
well, whether or not they're created or not, because they do take a share of the pool of funds that everyone gets from. You know?
I did not know this much about societies, which
Yeah.
is I'm so glad that I'm being educated
Well,
about this.
Ultimately, the society was ratified, so everyone would have got an email if you're a student.
But they had to get something changed. Definitely, they had
They
to get
did?
that part changed. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
otherwise they were They tried to get ratified. I think it was at least 2 times and got refused because that part was outright anti-Semitic.
Right.
Like,
And then there was some extra complication about apparently the voting system wasn't secure, so you could vote if you weren't a student here.
I did not know
Bizarre. I don't know where that. I haven't seen any evidence of that. That was just sort of like it seemed like a throwaway thing to sort of like disperse the controversy. I don't know, but it's made it to BBC News and also.
Hi,
What?
BBC, if you listen to this.
Yo, this shit got messy as fuck.
One,
Yo,
it got
that-
messy. Well, you need the year, bro. You're on a like microscope now.
Damn.
Because normally they clean this shit up real quick. I'm surprised this got this big.
Normally
I'm
it's
surprised-
like no one even knows about it. You know.
exactly.
So,
They
like,
just sweep it under the. No, I don't want to. The metaphorical rug. Yeah, that was really wow. This happened
I
when.
didn't even know about this.
this is just all this week. This week is that's been the drama.
Yo, this week in fuck shit. That's what I'm genuinely. Yo, I don't. There's not much to say. Obviously, if there's anti-Semitic lecturers, throw them all away. But wow, I just.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? This guy really just like slipped and fell at a certain point. Like he's posting all this horrible shit in his Facebook, whatever. Like, sure, you should be fired for that stuff if you're openly expressing hate crime or hate, you know, towards people. Yeah, it's not private. Just because it's at home and you're on Facebook, it's not private. You're saying that shit still. But this guy was cool until he posted it to the uni group, and then that's it. You're done. They're digging up everything.
What?
I don't
Why,
know.
that's a great question. That is like.
But I find it really funny that
Career
this dude was
suicide.
like one click away from instant death, and he just
did
slipped
it.
over.
Yo, like that thing must have really got into him.
Maybe he was just drunk as fuck when they say, yo, should I do this shit?
I don't know, bro.
Those ones when you're like your hand is shaking over the mouse. Should I risk it all?
On some drunk text shit, like.
Maybe
Yo.
people will agree with me.
Did you not hear about that Shamina Begum girl?
Oh my god, this
Boom.
week in fuck shit,
Oh yeah,
bro.
that was a lot.
Okay, we have 15 more minutes of this week in fuck shit, and we should probably move to like an actual topic. But I'm so like, let's just get it all of our system
Well,
because
listen,
there's been a lot.
so much fuck shit this week.
There has been.
my
There's been a Tristan. We're not even
God.
gonna cover the Tristan Thompson thing.
Have you seen the
But-
news?
Oh,
just-
God, so sad. Okay,
Well, sad.
yeah. Okay,
Sad may not be the word.
yeah. But
Tragic.
boy. So to those who don't know, Shamina Begum is a girl. So she's known as one of the Bethnal Green girls. The Bethnal Green girls are 3 girls that in 2015 left the UK to flee to Syria and join the ISIS group, right? So,
I did not know.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
mad thing, innit? Mad thing. So, it's now 2019.
It's 2019, bro. Why is this all
ISIS have
happening
been
still?
completely pummeled and defeated, and there's pretty much nothing left. Yeah, so Shamina Begum, originally UK citizen, has said, okay, I would like to come home. And it's stirred up quite a bit of controversy in the UK because some people saying that she doesn't deserve to come home because she went to go join ISIS, and some people saying, oh, yeah, she was a child when she made the decision, so she deserves to come home. So
Do you know how
everybody
old she
talking-
was when she left?
She left, she was 15.
15.
Yeah, she was 15.
I mean, that's hella young.
Yeah.
That's hella young.
She
Ultimately,
leave by herself.
she left by herself, but she got to Syria with the help of some adults. Like the whole argument for her coming up back is like, oh, she was groomed by these adults and they brainwashed her and whatnot. And the argument against us that like she's a threat to the country. Like
That's
Well,
the only like sympathy I could give her, like, okay, shit, like,
She's
and
a kid,
she
yeah.
probably is a victim to some
Yeah.
degree, but you cannot let
can't,
people
bro.
go and chill with terrorists and then come back to the
It's like,
country.
yo, I was kidding. I was
Like,
kidding.
yeah, casually.
Like, that's not on
Get
at
into
all.
it. Get into it.
The thing is though, if you set this like standard that they can't come back, like, it's going to encourage no one to like. You're just going to want to stay in ISIS. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I don't know, bro. Don't
Well,
join ISIS.
no
Just don't
option.
join ISIS in the beginning,
No,
man.
no. But there is a point to this. She is a British citizen still.
Right. And, yeah.
they
revoked
They
it.
stripped her of her citizenship, and
Yeah.
so she doesn't
Oh,
belong
they
to any
revoked their
state.
citizenship.
They've just taken away.
Yeah, bro. They.
Yeah, she was like, okay then. we also,
Are we
I
laughing
must
about
say, no.
this?
Okay, this situation not funny. But
She acts like it's okay.
I must say, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, like, all the points for her, I understand, but like, have you? So she's done multiple interviews, right? And she doesn't seem very sympathetic. She doesn't seem very like, oh my god, like.
Obviously,
I'm
this
just-
girl should be
yeah.
screened, but is she just gonna live nowhere? What's the plan here?
As far as the UK is concerned, that's not their
It's not
business.
their business.
Are you seeing when she goes,
Damn.
my boyfriend's from Holland, so maybe we could go to Holland.
Word.
She even said like, okay, like the UK, they have no proof against me of doing anything wrong. Like, listen, if you want to come back, why are you using words like that? Like, oh, they had no proof against me. Like, that makes you sound guilty as fuck.
Wait.
And she didn't sound sorry about it either.
Yeah.
Wow, this
I
is.
feel like that kind of depends on like
This
the
is deeper
language
than rap.
transition,
To what? Sorry.
though. The language transition, because
She was
From
speaking
Bethnal
English.
Green.
yeah, I know, but if you're in another language and you
Yeah.
speak in a particular way, when you translate it back into English, you are gonna still be speaking.
She's lived in England for 15 years.
No. Even if you've been gone for like even a year, like I'm talking, I have friends who have lived in the UK, gone to Italy, and
Bro.
worked
I
for
don't
She has
buy
a
that. I
really
don't buy
British
that.
attitude,
I don't buy
man.
that.
When you see her, I know girls like that.
I'm trying,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, no,
I know, I
feel
know.
you. Nah, but
So is everybody just totally like keep this bitch away?
yeah, they said keep her, man.
Damn. I don't know what to say about this.
I know girls who would act like that. I just joined a terrorist organization. Like,
You know, girls don't act like that.
Nothing like that.
Shout out to those girls. Alex knows.
I got some numbers to call.
Yeah.
It was 4 years ago. Like, come on, it's 2019.
I
bro.
didn't behead anybody.
Yeah.
But you
Okay,
cleaned
I
it up
saw a
afterwards,
couple,
didn't
yeah, I
you?
saw a couple,
First
but
of all-
it wasn't me.
I'm gonna jump in here a little bit. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say she shouldn't come back, but 15 is not enough of a child for you to be like 11. I thought when you said she was a child, I was holding for 11
Yeah.
or 10 or 12.
15,
Really,
yeah.
anything that wasn't in the teens. 15. I'm not saying you're old enough to make your decisions at 15, but I didn't join the terrorist group at 15. It didn't seem very appealing to me. It seems like a huge step to take. Does anyone want to jump in? I don't want to be
Fucked up.
How old is she now?
She's
19,
19.
right?
90, that's kind of
19.
old, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is kind of old.
Kinda old. I mean, it's not even like, yo, she was doing some crazy.
Where were her
fraud.
parents?
Huh?
Her parents, they like were apparently unaware that she went to ISIS.
Raw.
Right.
Where did they think she went?
Yeah, to the store.
That's neglect then. Like,
Throw her parents away too. I'm kidding. I don't
clearly
know
the
about
situation wasn't good. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's not a loving family. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Oh, shit, hey,
but
I mean, she didn't get her citizenship. It's been revoked, so she's staying out there, man.
oh, well, damn.
Peak.
I'm kind of worried for her though. Like,
A little
ISIS
bit.
gonna come for her.
Why would I just
Yeah.
come for her?
The thing is, with ISIS, like,
Okay.
yo, they're really like running on their last legs right now. Like, they're kind of done out here. So I don't even know if they're. Yeah, I don't know.
I won't say running on their last legs. Are we just calling that already?
I
That's
hope
a big
so.
thing to
Yeah,
call on
they're-
radio. But I hope so too. But
They fell off, bro.
Yeah, they fell off.
They fell off.
Own Syria though. Like, pretty much.
Nah, not anymore.
I wouldn't.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's
They
a
used
very
to.
complicated.
I told you they fell off, man.
Oh.
I got my niggas out there. They called me. They told me.
Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, man.
at FBI.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say apart from well, is that this week in fuck shit? Are we done with
Pretty much, yeah. I just can't believe how much airtime she got.
Crazy
Like,
shit.
breaking
Yeah,
news.
honestly,
It's
they
breaking
loved it. They
news.
loved it. They loved it.
Her reading the letter, like,
Why? Well, that's what we should argue about it.
Why?
Why was this so
Because it got
I
everybody
think-
talking. It got
about
everybody talking.
ISIS? I
No,
thought we all
about like,
agreed that,
should she be allowed to come back or should she not?
is any what's the argument for the she should come back side?
Because she was a child, she was groomed, she was brainwashed. Everybody deserves a second chance, all that type shit. You know.
I'm not
Okay,
sure
let's
why the
remove the
media
everybody
took it,
deserves a
though.
second chance. No one. That's a lie that humanity has told itself. That's bullshit. But it's calm if you believe that. I respect you, but that's not true. Not everybody deserves a second chance. Like you make choices. Life has not coincidence. Life has what's the consequences?
Consequences, yeah.
She was young, Fahad.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Like, I'm not defending her. I think they should keep her out there as well. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's sad. She was young. I understand, but like, I'm looking at it as like I feel
She's a
like
potential threat.
she's a threat to this country.
Well, how much of a okay? So she's a threat to this country, yes, but like if should she be given at least a chance to like what's it called? You know, I don't know. I mean, what does the MI6 do?
Or
You
rehab
know what
or
I mean?
something.
So
What they're
okay,
gonna
think about. Let's say
No, but like check for brain. I'm sure there's checks you can
let's
do
say they
for
let her
somebody.
back in, and then for whatever reason she's tied to some sort of like terrorist crazy shit that happens. Like, you know the amount of shit the UK government will go through.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's already like too often where it's like, we knew some shit about this
It's-
dude.
oh
like,
yeah, and we didn't do so.
a couple
They
months
weren't.
ago.
They ain't gonna take.
They're
no
not even
chances,
gonna-
yeah.
Yeah.
They revoked it. It's
Fair
done.
enough.
It's over.
It's already done.
Yeah, it's open the shut.
Actually,
actually,
one very last topic. Then we'll go on to the music. Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe Kardashian
Again.
with Kylie Jenner's best friend. I
Yeah.
had to get it off my chest. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
There's
That's
nothing much
peak.
to say about. Okay, I have
But
one thing to
that's
say
hilarious.
about that. So Tristan Thompson is whatever. That guy has done this before. That's not the point. My point is not going to be on Tristan Thompson. What's the name of the girl she cheated with? He cheated on with.
Kylie Jenner's best friend.
No, but what's her name?
Oh, Jordan Woods.
That girl is one of the dumbest girls I have heard. Like that. Okay, so I'm gonna be a bit explicit here. That dick better have been amazing. Like that orgasm must have been like blow her mind because this girl actually legitimately fucked away a bag, a whole. Because what is she known for? The only thing she's known for is
Just
you know the
Kylie Jenner's best
Kardashians.
Kylie Jenner's best
Why
friend.
would you cancel that away from your life for Tristan Thompson, who could get basically another? Like, why would you do this? She had one job. Don't sleep with him. See this nigga? Him. Don't sleep with him.
You know what's
And
so funny?
and she didn't do it.
You know this guy has like a serial history of cheating. On
Oh
women.
yeah. There's another thing that came out that
Listen,
apparently was at a party and went to a private room with. I saw that one on.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Maze's Twitter.
Yo, like, so basically, before he got with Chloe,
I heard that too. Is
Before
that
he got with
true?
Chloe, he was with another woman and he got her pregnant, and he cheated on her with Chloe.
Yo.
And then so he cheated on Chloe once, and then he got caught.
Imagine being famous and
Yeah.
everyone knows that you just cheat. Like,
You
you can't
cheat,
help
yeah.
yourself.
But listen, man.
I'm gonna keep it real quick.
Go
All of
for
this
it.
is made up because black men don't cheat. So
Facts.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Like this is
Exactly.
all a lie. No,
Exactly.
honestly.
Oh shit.
No, but on a real, toxic masculinity scored a hat trick this week, and we'll get to why after the break. But that's one of the things. Toxic masculinity has really just been racking in goals. Shout out to us, man.
3-0.
Yeah, honestly, we are winning, and it's already halftime.
Lovely.
We're almost already done, bro. It's only February. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I know this year has been exhausting. It feels like 6 months already. The world is losing its mind. It's like a Boondock sketch. She had one job. Don't sleep with him. Literally him. Sleep with anybody else at the party. Anyway, we'll get back. We'll play some CeeLo Green. And we'll talk about Offset Gunna.
Yeah.
Other stuff. Preferably
music.
not Tristan Thompson because that
Music
nigga is
came
here.
out this week.
Yeah,
Came out today.
all the other stuff that came out, and then we'll talk about the house that Jack built, the Lars von Trier film that I'm so excited to get into. Lars von Trier is an interesting guy. We'll get there. All right, peace. What did I want to
Hello.
say? Yes, the song Suji Mind. So you just heard FK Twigs, Video Girl, very sexy song. Please check it out. FK Twigs is bae. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about Dave first before we get into the main. We'll talk about Gunna and Offset eventually, but we've already brought out Dave, and we're already in a Dave type of energy. Let's talk about Dave.
All right, so
Dave has a new track. For
yeah, Dave.
hardcore.
Okay, let me
Because
stop. Let me
genuinely,
stop.
I feel
Alright,
the same way you feel about Dave. I'm gonna be
cool.
real, and I
That
get it.
nigga
I really get the
sucks.
appeal. I don't want to say he sucks. I'm not gonna go that.
No, okay. I'll explain what I mean. It's just with me, I have very I don't know what's the word. I'm very opinionated, right? I mean, I may say someone is trash. I don't mean they're literally trash, right? It's just that I don't like them at all. So okay, with Dave,
That's the most political answer I have ever heard. What does that mean?
so many people say that to me. They say you're such a politician. Like you say things that you could say a whole paragraph and it could mean nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
I've
like,
mastered that skill.
Yeah.
I've mastered that skill. But right, yeah. So
Let's
he,
get to the point, man.
he has some new song called Black, and like it's on trend with all this social like
I saw the
activism.
Supermalt memes. I was
yeah.
like, is it Supermalt
So, like,
is the
okay.
source of melanin.
Like listen,
bro.
like Dave can rap in it. Like he's a very good lyricist. I can give him that. He's a very very good lyricist. But like
On
it
a
might-
skill level.
on a skill level, on an
Yes.
MCing level, I
agree.
get it.
Especially for
How-
British standards. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to
Yeah,
be that guy.
yeah. Oh,
A
no,
lot of
yeah, yeah,
British
no,
rap,
no. I
especially
feel you.
mainstream rappers.
I feel you.
Yeesh.
I feel you.
So
I feel
Dave
you.
is up
He
there.
can rap. Don't get it twisted. He can rap. However,
Here we go. The cornball shit.
you need
like,
a lot more than just like being a good lyricist to be a good rapper. To me, in my opinion, I like. my issue with Dave is just I feel his voice itself, and I feel his flow is just so like not pleasing on my ear. He sounds so boring.
I
Like,
think he's one of the best lyricists like around though.
I agree, but like that's in the UK, and like who's he up against?
I'd say in the world.
Definitely.
Whoa, come on.
Definitely.
MF Doom ain't dead, bro.
No,
Like, are you
no,
kidding
no,
me?
no,
Like,
no,
there's a
no,
lot of
no,
niggas that's still alive. Huh? In the world?
Right now, like MF Doom.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, let's go right now. If we're talking about, you know who Dave reminds me of?
Cole.
Because no. Because
No, J. Cole.
I love J. Cole too much.
I like J. Cole, but like I mean, you know,
No.
yeah,
But there's a better comparison, and you're gonna agree
Okay.
immediately. I say Jonah
Okay.
Lucas.
yeah.
Jonah Lucas. Yeah.
Don't say that.
Why? Jonah Lucas is a skilled lyricist. Jonah Lucas has the same things. Everybody that defends Jonah Lucas, the same things they say
People-
about Jonah Lucas,
it just-
they say about Dave, and it's the same things I see in both of them, and it's the same explanation of they're both just really good at rap. They're on a skill level. They're lyrical miracles. You know what I mean? Oh my God,
They can rap.
They can, and they spit, and they're like, oh my God, wow, he set the bar, and he said the thing, and that was so clever. That's the thing. He's clever. That's it. Everything is just so. Oh, I get what you did there. I have never felt anything when I listen to a Dave song. Anything, an emotion. I don't want to be that guy. If you like Dave, that is awesome, man. That is really dope. I have never felt a drop of emotion, not even laughter, when I listen to a
neither.
Dave
You got a
song.
panic attack.
Everything, I have listened, bro. Because I wish Dante was here, man. Because this guy is such a snake. He said he might come. He said he might, so that's fair. Shout out to Dante. He's been on the show before. Dante has showed me like a whole Dave album, tried to sit me down,
I've tried with Dave. honestly.
and I have been made to try with Dave because I didn't even want to try. I'm gonna be real. I'm not as nice as Fahad is with giving people chances. If I hear 3 seconds, not 3 seconds, 3 songs is normally the limit for me. If I hear 3 seconds, not 3 seconds. If I hear 3 songs and I cannot find anything where I'm like I don't feel shit, that's it with me normally. But Dante made me listen to all of the Dave, really. Not all of, literally every track, but all the things people used to defend Dave. So I've heard the song you're talking about. I've heard Hangman. I've heard all the ones that everybody brings up. The only one that I'm like, well, this is kind of a bop is At This Age. Because that song has a nice beat.
Yeah.
But Freaky Friday. And that song, it is. But it has a nice beat. I appreciate the beat and he flows over it well. And he's way better than the other guy that's on that track.
Fredo.
Yeah, that guy, just
another
throw him
trash
away.
rapper.
I don't have no idea who
Another
that
trash
is.
rapper.
But I've like, Jesus Christ. That I've never like listened. Dave, he can rap. I want to make that very, very, very clear. He's a good spitter. I feel nothing when I listen to his music. Like Jonah Lucas.
What UK artist do you think are good?
Okay, so I really like Heady One, but I guess that's the generic one. If I'm just gonna go broad strokes, people
Hold
I like.
on, hold on.
I like
hold on,
Samwise.
Wait. For those who
Go for it.
didn't hear, he said, "What UK artists do you think are really good?"
Yeah. Please, when you want to speak, feel free. So what do you guys like? I like Heady One. I'm gonna give you 3. And I'll give you 3 that I think encompass like 3 different. I like Heady One. I like Samwise. And I'm trying to think of a third one that is like that would be. I love Skepta. Okay, I consider
the best.
Skepta Nigerian.
Easily
But
the
yeah, let's go. Skepta, Heady One, Samwise. Skepta, I love because he's gruesome. He paints pictures. He has charisma. He's probably the best rapper in this country,
I
in
agree.
my opinion. Heady One because that nigga can spit. And when I say spit, that guy he's not the most wordy rapper. He's been on a song with Dave, and I prefer his verse than Dave's verse. Why? Not because he has better lyrics than Dave's verse, but because what Heady One says cuts straight to the point. Heady One says something where it's like, it paints the picture in 3 words, what Dave is trying to do in 10 words. Dave will make this whole bar, and it's so beautiful and so well structured, and yeah, you can see the commas when he wrote it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't care. With Heady One will say something that's not half as eloquent, but in 3 words, he has communicated to me how messed up the streets he grew up from are. When Dave is using a whole sentence.
Bro, why do you like Dave so
Exactly.
much?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
You know he's only 20 as well.
Yeah, I
Which
get it,
is
but
the-
like, listen, there are a lot of rappers.
I'm
that-
not going to go as far as saying he's trash. I
He's
think he
trash.
does. I'm not going to go as far.
But he's this?
Oh, you're not gonna
No, I said no. I said I'm not going to go
Okay.
as far as saying he's trash. I've said it again and I'll say it again. No, Dave, he is a lyricist. He has the ability to rap very, very clearly. Again, spitters, I can see why you can say he's one of the best spitters in this country. Easily, he is. But I don't want to say I don't care about that, but spitting is as a result of something. If you're the best violin player in the world, but you cannot like play a violin to move people, I don't see the point. on a very musical level, music and art is supposed to make you feel something. I have never felt a single thing with a Dave song. Please, somebody else jump in that likes Dave to counter this energy.
Why? I want to know.
Please
like,
defend Dave.
What is it about Dave that you're drawn to?
I've just definitely felt things when I've heard his song.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
my issue is like I just feel like he doesn't convince me with what he says. He doesn't. You know, like okay, let's say for example, with Heady One, I believe every word he says.
Facts.
I believe every single word. With Dave, it just feels like this is some soppy shit he's wrote to try. Like you know the ones like where you in school and you had that guy that can really spit. Yeah, but like being honest, like he was never really gonna like take off because like you what I'm saying is that you need more than just pure lyrics.
I hope that dude knows who he is, bro. He's listening to this.
The guy's right there like,
listen, come see me, you know I live in it. If you want to fight about it, let's fight about it. But,
You know I'm at 10 to 12.
But no, I mean it in the sense that like you need so much more than just pure lyricism to be a good rapper. Like it's like you need so many more things than that.
that being said, great point. He is just 20. Right?
I don't
he has
care.
a whole
Honestly, I don't
career.
care.
There's kids that are like,
bro.
Of course.
I
But
don't care.
what I'm trying to say is,
Nas made Illmatic at 19.
I know.
Oh
But
my
let's
Lord.
yeah, exactly. But you said he's one of the best spitters in the world, bro.
Right now.
Okay, right now, that's still saying a lot. And for you to say that, like, okay, I'm gonna give up he's still 20. He has a whole career to go ahead of him. I'm sure he has the raw material, I think, to become an artist I do like a little bit. But he doesn't have. Go for it.
Can you give like a Dave quotable, like just one?
That's a beautiful thing to ask.
That's a good question.
And that's a hard question.
A quotable, because I can give Eddie one quotable, and I don't even speak I don't speak the way he speaks.
Yeah, his shit just isn't memorable
Yeah,
at all.
Nah, it is. I just can't think right now on the spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. We did put you on the spot.
That's
yeah,
true, that's
put you on the
true.
spot.
Take your time.
Also, another thing, yeah, is that like, trust me, like, bro, I'm from the UK. I want to have that rapper to like get behind and push.
I
yeah?
do as well, man.
I really do, but like, Dave is
You have Skepta.
Skepta's it for me.
Yeah.
Skepta,
like, when
yeah.
Skepta, he's the perfect, like, he's so.
Give them the
perfect
shaka when I
balance.
dance with the
He's
devil.
perfectly balanced. Like,
Easy quotable.
I feel like
Doesn't have to be just one though.
Huh?
Doesn't have to
Oh,
be
yeah, I
just
agree,
one.
I agree. But like, I'm just giving him as an example, like why he's first of all he's so much more interesting to listen to, right? Well, I'm talking like sonically, like his voice just it's a lot more interesting to listen to, right? Dave is so monotone. Skepta has a lot more character and energy in the voice.
I feel like this has become the Dave hate.
No,
That's like-
Even let's compare him to like Samwise. Samwise cannot spit near the level of Dave, but I love Samwise's music when he's on. Sometimes he makes terrible shit, but when he makes great, like what is his name? Lizzie by Samwise is such a bop. I can quote almost everything in that song because it feels like an anthem, but it's such a balls my weed and walk past the bouncer. Money comes to goes and make it bounce out. Like that is just, and it's the way he says it. It's his videos. It's everything. It's the whole. Dave feels like I think I got it, and it's the Joyner Lucas thing. Dave feels like he's making music to impress women. I don't want to be that guy.
I don't. Think
You
that.
don't think
I
so?
nah.
Because a lot
I
of
don't
the
think
things
that.
I don't know.
I just feel. Listen, I don't think he's set out with any agenda. I think he's
I don't
just a
think-
very passionate rapper that wants to rap and showcase his rapping
Fair
ability.
enough.
To me, like I think he's really corny. Really
I
corny.
won't go as far as saying he's corny. I don't think he's
as
corny.
fuck.
I just don't feel
Like,
anything
let's say
with his music.
if I'm at a party and niggas are bumping Dave,
Law.
turn that shit off.
Dave.
Turn that shit off, man. Not to have a go at you guys. Listen, you guys are entitled. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion. Like,
But I do see where you're coming from. I feel like you know what? I'll resend the women thing because that's not fair. That's true because it does seem very genuine about it.
yeah.
But it's to the point where it's like I don't feel turned when I listen to Dave. I don't feel like, and there's some melancholic song he has where it's like reflecting, and I don't know. There's something about it that's just not working for me. I don't know. I wish I could point to it. Talking about music is like dancing about politics. It's hard.
What part of London is he from?
He is from either East or South London. I don't know.
Because if it's South, I know exactly why he's gotten as popular as he is. Because any South rapper, 9 times out of 10, if you come up, everyone supports you because you're from South.
he's from
Because
South.
I'll be fair, it's statistically more average for you to get shot than to actually make it out of
Yeah.
school, which is.
I just feel
hilarious
like
sound,
in
but
the UK, yeah, we need to.
Brixton, by the way.
He's from Brixton, yeah, South London.
I
feel like in the UK we need to.
the South Park will do it for you. Alone, like I have his tunes on my phone still. Like, and
Yeah.
I would tell you this for certain. I do not know a single word of his track, but if you play it to me, I'm like, I
Right.
know it still. Like,
I hope he keeps getting support. He seems like a nice guy. There's worse people to support.
Well,
He's
Drake
making
co-signed.
money. Huh?
We got a Drake co-sign a couple
That's
years back.
awesome. Like I hope he
Yeah,
keeps
too,
getting
Drake.
things like that. Like I hope he makes all of the money. But I'm just not gonna put it in my playlist. But who cares about me? Like whatever. You know what I mean?
I care about you, bro.
Oh, that's sweet. That's adorable. My heart blushed. But on the real, like, I hope he makes all of the money. This is not the haters gonna hate podcast. Make all of the albums, bro. Make all of.
I
But
hope he gets his checks.
same. But I don't see it.
get your
Me
bag,
neither.
bro.
Yeah, I don't see it. Now,
What about that new Gunna?
Oh boy.
speaking of, I don't see it. Should we go Gunna Offset first? Let's do Gunna.
you said
Since
Gunna
it's
already.
already-
Yeah, let's go to Gunna.
What's it called again? Triple
it's
Drown
called
Round
2.
2.
First of all, before we get into the quality of the album, worst cover art.
Yo, we would have liked it. I thought it was
Whoa,
sick.
I'll post this on Twitter, by the way. I'll Sweatshirt posted, yo, that Dripple Drown covers hard.
It's sick. I think it's sick as
I
fuck.
don't know if it's sick.
Nah, I love it.
It's-
I love it, man. I think it's so
Well,
cool.
Okay, for those who have not seen it,
I didn't know
look it up,
any. I
look
didn't
it
know
up.
there was a whole thing about the
Like-
cover art. This is just pure as
it's like a thing.
Huh? Yeah. Hold up. He's underwater.
Also, have you seen the cover art to the first Dripper Drown? That's also hard as fuck too.
I haven't seen the first one.
It's like a play on this Nickelodeon show
Yeah,
called
yeah, yeah,
Rocket
yeah.
Power.
Wait, is that the first cover?
That's the first
Yeah,
one,
that's
Oh, that's the
yeah.
first one.
which is okay.
The first one is pretty dope. See
The
how
thing is- the thing is,
interesting the first one looks.
But it's like if it's one of those ones like if you know it's like it's a play on Rocket Power, this Nickelodeon show.
It's like the
And,
little,
they made
little
him-
Yachty
he's
Scott
like a-
Pilgrim thing,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I'm honestly not a fan of because they just steal the line art and then like recolor it, which is like
I
a little
love the
lazy.
Lil Yachty scoop Scott Pilgrim thing.
This is the new one, but he's just underwater.
Oh.
Like
That was cool as fuck, man.
What's cool? It looks so. I wish they just submerged him underwater.
They did do that.
he is,
Did they
yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's really underwater.
he's underwater.
but
It
it's not
looks
like some
ridiculous.
Nirvana shit. Like
Yeah, but actually it was a cool picture.
You know what? That's fair.
cool
I agree to disagree. I think that picture looks corny as hell. I think that picture looks like if they were selling CDs on the road. Like it looks fake. I don't know. I didn't know that. To be honest, I don't know what they shot that on. It looks somehow CGI, even though it's
CGI.
underwater. It looks really bad. But that's from my perspective. That's not what we're here to talk about. This is not the cover art show. This is Songs Lose Your Mind too. Let's talk about the music. Fahad, please go first. Or who wants to go first? Actually,
Yeah, I'm gonna let someone go first. Yeah, I talk a lot. Yeah.
Did anyone actually listen to
It's
it?
only me and Fahad. It's only me and you, bro. So you want me to go first?
You didn't listen to it?
I've listened to him since like Drip season 3.
See, I told everyone last week that his new single was trash, and
Well,
no
speed
one
it up.
listened to it. Bro, what is this song? Where's the rest of the lyrics, fam?
Oh, are you talking
Speed it
about Speed It Up? Speed It Up. You know what? That's
Speed It
one
Up.
of my favorite songs on the album.
That's a slap.
That's a slap. Yeah, but again, you want me to go first then?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
into it.
You got
because
notes
Get
on this
into it.
shit?
this is why. Okay, the reason I had notes on this was because I listened to the first song and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to remember anything about this if I don't take notes. And that's not an insult. I mean, like on a very this type of the structure of the songs, they all kind of sound the same. This is not an insult to the songs. I needed to take notes on this because I'd have forgotten, right? So I'm just gonna read out my notes and then let Fahad take over, and I'll do the same thing for the Offset album because that's all I can do here. So Yao Ming starts, not bad, and then he says a line that goes, "This is literally when something stuck out to me." There's this line where it goes, "Baby Birkin," or is that the name of a song called Baby Birkin? And I'm like, Baby Birkin's pretty good. So I put Yao Ming's pretty not bad. Baby Birkin's pretty good. The next line is, I forgot I was listening to music. So that's 4 songs past. And I was like, I genuinely, like I was listening. I wasn't doing anything else. I was actively listening. But then my mind drifted away because my mind was numb. Then Three-Headed Snake comes in. And then I literally write, Young Thug voice literally activated my brain again. That's literally the next thing I wrote.
He's hard as fuck.
Yeah, Young Thug steals the whole show on the whole album. Young Thug's song is the hardest, of course, because it's Young Thug can actually sing. I don't want to be that guy. If you like Gunna, that's calm, but you don't like him for his singing. You like him for his flow, swag, I guess, whatever it is on his track. Young Thug comes in, I'm like, oh wow, music again. And then I'm like, okay, my brain activates again. Three-Headed Snake is a goddamn banger. I love that song. Young Thug makes Gunna rap better. And then he goes, there's a line on it where it goes, 3 condos still won't give my bitch a key. That's hilarious. Because my brain activated when he said that line again. And that was not a Young Thug line, that's a Gunna line. And I was like, that's hilarious. And then Cardi comes in, and I literally went, Cardi! Why did they drown him in auto-tune? I literally just went, oh, thank God, Cardi's back. And that's like, this is the end of the album. This is how my mind was listening to it. So it was literally, oh, that's good. Wallpaper, 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 wallpaper. Oh, that's okay. Wallpaper, wallpaper, wallpaper. When I say wallpaper, I mean Sonic wallpaper. And then it goes, young nigga has a good dope beat. And that's it. I don't know what to say about this album. I was bored. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah? What would you give it out of 10?
Real. Huh?
What would you give it out of 10?
I don't want to
do
do
that
this.
decimal points.
Because am I giving it on a trap scale or just on a music level?
On whatever scale you feel is...
On a scale of music, man, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah?
And that's very like, it wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
All of the beats were, I can't give it like a 3 because people worked on those beats and those beats are fire. Those beats were keeping me awake, to be honest. And they were like, oh, that's pretty, he has, I don't want to say he has the same flow for all of the tracks, but he has the same flow for like half of the tracks.
Quite similar, yeah.
And it's like, to the point where I'm like, did I ever like Gunna? It made me like question like, wait, what Gunna songs did I like? And it made me realize the ones I liked were the ones were either Turbo produced, Young Thug was on, or Metro Boomin produced.
Right.
I can't remember any other song where like somebody who's just an okay producer produced and I love the Gunna song. And that's a problem to me. So on that scale, I'll give it a 5 because the beats were banging and I love Young Thug and I'm glad Paper Cardi is there. I wish they just let him speak. I don't know why they drowned him in autotune. It sounded like just another Gunna feature. I was just annoyed. And then Lil Baby sounds atrocious on this album. That's it. I'm done. Keep going. I'm tired of Lil Baby. I'm gonna defend Gunna because I do think Gunna is talented. I'm gonna be real. I think there's a
Lil
reason
Baby's
he's here.
talented.
He is. I cannot see a defense for Lil Baby.
Yeah? You don't think he's talented?
Not that I don't think he's talented. I would never
What
go as
about
far as
Drip
saying
Too
that
Hard?
as a human being. Drip Too
He was
Hard,
the
don't
star
stack
in
too
that
close.
I'm not even a Lil Baby fan.
I'm not a Lil Baby fan at all anymore. I think
I think he was the star on that song.
the
That
only
song was my shit.
the only time I ever like a Lil Baby song, there are some Gunna songs I like him on his own. I cannot think of a single, and I've heard the ones that people used to try and defend him. That, oh, what about it? I have never listened to a Lil Baby song that I liked him on his own. Ever.
Really?
It's always like, oh, Gunna's here. He makes, because when Gunna and Lil Baby are together, normally, not on this album, but normally Lil Baby sounds way better. Like Sort Out Dates, Lil Baby sounds amazing on that song. That's because Gunna's there at first. I don't know why it works, but both of them work together. Chanel, Lil Baby almost steals that track. I don't know why, but it just works when other people are there to kind of hype him up. When Lil Baby's on his own, it's irritating. I cannot stand what they do with his voice, with the autotune. Maybe it's just his natural voice. I cannot. I hope Gunna makes all the money, but I think this is the last Gunna album I'm gonna listen to
Really?
ever.
Okay, so
Like, that's the truth.
you know when I found out about this album, it was called Drip Drown 2, right? So immediately,
Were you excited?
oh yeah, I'm a Gunna fan. I like Gunna. I'm not like a huge Gunna fan, but I like Gunna, right? Because I really like Drip Drown 1. Like that, in my opinion, has his best song on it, Drip Drown, right?
Jam.
Yeah, Drip
Yay.
Drown. That song's so hard.
That
fucking
song
hell.
slaps.
But so when I saw it was called Drip Drown 2, like I already knew what this was gonna sound like. So. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just that okay. I think Gunna even said this himself. He said that okay, like with this album, like this is I'm gonna be exposing a whole bunch of music to people that I just start listening to me. Because you need to remember that like he just got that Yosemite verse. A lot of people didn't know who he was before that song. So
his next one is gonna be the experimental one. Is that what you're
no, I
He's
think
gonna-
what he was
he's gonna
trying to do,
take
he was
risks?
just trying to show people who he was, like on this, and I think he did that. You know?
So does he have more than this? Is this?
I feel
is
like he
there-
does.
Is there like a?
I feel like he does.
Does he have a what's the name of the 21 Savage song with J. Cole on it?
A lot.
Yeah, that won people over. Like, is there like a? Oh, I didn't know he had that in him.
I think his way
Kind of,
I think
because
his-
did you really like 21 Savage before that?
Not before this last album.
Yeah,
Not really, no,
no, that's
true,
what I mean.
that's
This is
true.
the album where
I
he's like,
think,
does he have
bro, like it's still so early into his career.
but-
So like,
So wait, did you get
it's early, but it's really not. How many mixtapes has he had, bro? He's had the one with Lil Baby. He had Drip or Drown. There's one more that's not that.
but I mean, like
And then there's
he
this.
just got Pop It now.
But did you get the impression that he rushed this out so that he could just have something
No.
to?
So like,
No?
okay, with
Not
the
even?
album,
I don't think he did. I think he worked hard on this.
with the album, like I think it's okay. So the thing is with Gunna albums, right? Like there are gonna be some skippable tracks, right? And like you need to just
What's
you
the
need
point
when
of
you
putting out
when
an
you-
album then?
when you listen to Gunna, you need to
West,
acknowledge
you
the
have to
fact that
know
like
some skippable tracks.
it's like I don't know, like
Fair enough.
I think it's a solid way to rate an artist if you take that album and think about how many solid tracks there are and how many ones you skip. you get like a decent percentage for
When?
like the hit rate.
If that's it, then a lot of artists are going hard in their shackle bin. Because a lot of artists, like, even me personally, like, I like some, for example.
I'm not disappointed about hearing an album and hearing 4 tracks that like this bangs, the rest is trash. I don't care. That's cool.
Yeah, you okay with that?
That's 4 good tracks.
That's what I mean. Okay, I thought you meant the other way around, where it's like, oh, what's it called? If every track doesn't bang, you know what I mean? Or if like half the tracks don't bang. That's what I mean.
Yeah, well, if the half they don't bang, well, okay, it depends. Yeah, it depends where you draw the line for like how you're gonna count.
Because to me, I'm gonna be real. I give people. I still like Gunna as a person. I'm not gonna say Gunna's trash at all. I think Gunna. I've said it. He's talented. Don't put out an album. Put out a 4 song.
Let me finish. I was getting into it. Yeah. So okay, with Gunna, right? Like, with this style of trap music, you need to acknowledge the fact that like, okay, a lot of it is gonna sound the same. Like, it's gonna be a trap beat. It's gonna be hi hats. It's gonna be kicks. It's gonna be using like similar flows, right? So just bear that in mind when you listen to this album, right? Overall, as an album, I don't think it's bad. Like, I think there's some really, really good songs on it. Really good songs. It's just that I feel like it's a bit too long. Like, how many tracks is it? 16 tracks long, 48 minutes. I feel for a trap album, and right now that's quite long. Like, most albums are around about 45 minutes. I don't think a trap album should be 48 minutes, right? As a whole, right, I'll probably give it like 6 out of 10.
Okay. About similar.
But like the thing is, like, that's it as a whole, right? But I knew that I wasn't gonna like be blown away by this because it's Triple John too. Like, it's gonna be he's gonna be talking about the same shit over the similar beats.
Can
again,
Gunna blow
you know?
you away? Do you think Gunna can blow you away?
Definitely, he did it to everybody in Yosemite.
Okay, can you think can blow you away on a whole album? You think you can put out a body of work that's like, wow, Gunna? Because he's blown me away a little bit. He's blown me. Like, Sold Out Dates is a great song. Spending Addiction is a great song.
I feel like Drip Season 3 blew me away.
As a whole project.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was a really good project. My favorite songs in this, I really like Richard Millie Play. I really like Same Young Nigga, Playboy Carti, My President. For those who didn't know, Three-Headed Snake is by far the best song on this album.
Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close. Like, Gunna and Young Thug go back to back. Like, they go back and forth. It's crazy.
It is.
If you haven't listened to that, go listen to that shit. It's just crazy.
Slaps.
If you like Oh Okay, you'll love this song. So check it out.
I think it's better than OK, to be honest.
This is kind of unrelated, but you heard 2 of America's Most Wanted with Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah,
that's a great song.
That's one of the hardest tracks of just like MCs going back and forth.
Yeah, I love that. I love when they do that, man.
Yeah, it's great, man.
It's like Skepta and Rocky as well, and Praise the Lord when they go back to back.
Yeah.
I love it when they do that. But yeah, man, like, I don't know. It's because the way I looked at this album, I wasn't really anticipating a whole bunch. Like, this wasn't his his moment to show everybody. Like, I just knew he was gonna do the same thing again. So like, I kind of wasn't. My expectations wasn't that high. But that being said, I still have the songs that I really, really enjoyed. And I will be listening to like next week.
The general consensus of this album is good. There's some good songs, but meh.
Yeah,
overall, as a project, not great. But there are some really good songs in it. Really, really good songs.
Yeah.
I got some shit from this week that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Offset thing, or you want to go into yours first?
Oh yeah, nah, you already put that up.
Yeah, should we talk about Offset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Cardi B and Offset still going out?
We'll talk about that actually. So,
I have not listened to Offset.
yeah. So did you listen to the Offset?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was only me. Because I know you didn't listen to it at the
I
start of
listened
the. Okay, quick question. Were you gonna listen to it if not for the show?
Oh, I was definitely gonna listen to it.
Yeah?
I'm an Offset fan. Offset's my
same.
favorite Migo.
I mean, I don't know if it's even close. I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah,
you would
yeah.
have
He's-
any other
yeah, honestly,
favorite.
he's the best.
Remember when everybody was going, it was Takeoff?
Nah,
Why?
nah. I see why they say that.
Why?
I see why they say it, but like, nah.
Okay. I took notes on Offset, so I'm just gonna literally read it out. Interesting intro. Oh, J. Cole steals the track, but hook is pretty great.
He always does.
He does. But the hook is pretty great. Offset had a good hook on that. Sipping codeine, no common code, lol. And that's a song lick. Literally that's the bar that was like, okay, that's a good bar in the whole song. The whole song I was like when there's a patient on life support, the tee tee.
Yeah.
My brain was the flat, like I flatlined and then I heard that line. I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, oh yeah, this is art. Sipping codeine, no common code. That's funny. Yeah, I'm tired of Gunna's voice because Gunna's on this album
he's
too.
on this
And by the
album
time
too,
I was just done.
Yeah.
What the hell? CeeLo Green is on this album
Good enough.
from nowhere.
Strange feature.
Yo, and I like that song a lot. It's one of the best songs. You don't think
I'm
so?
gonna skip that. Definitely.
Really? Nah,
listen to
CeeLo
that,
Green
man.
makes
Listen to
this, not makes the album for me, but like, wow, of somebody that can sing and like it's not auto-tuned and like there's harmonies.
What's the track called?
I wish I remembered.
Oh, North Star.
wow.
North Star song is pretty good. I was like, it's not the best song on the album because we're getting to that. Shout out to 21 Savage. This album is too long. If the Gunna album was long, this
Almost
album
an
is
hour.
ridiculous.
57 minutes.
Why are all the Migos albums this long? 21 Savage has the best verse on the album. And then he goes, this is a line off the 21 Savage verse, and this is a direct quote. Clean the residue with her lip. This is the residue of his, I'm not going to say it on air, but
Seaman.
yeah. Sure. Okay, fine. Clean the residue with her lip. That's despicable. That's literally that. No, but that's not the whole line. The line is clean the residue with her lip, and then he says something before it, and he kind of like, what's it called, rhymes with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna not say that, but here we are. And I was like, well, that's a despicable line. I appreciate that. At least something that grabbed my attention, because that was a nasty thing to say, and it's the way he said it too. Quavo's verse is not bad. I was expecting way worse from Quavo. Because I think I'm tired of Quavo, and not in the
His
bad.
album's trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Had some slaps in it though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of them
Overall
have slaps
yeah,
on it.
yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Even Takeoff. Takeoff had
That's what
the
I need,
Casper.
man. I just need a couple slaps.
Yeah.
When it comes
sure?
to the with the trap brother, I don't go out looking for a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you go where you get disappointed. Yeah. Just look for a couple bangers.
I've listened to the only reason I listened to this album, I wasn't gonna check out this album not for this show. I'm gonna be very real with you. Not because I don't like, I think because I like the Migos so much, I just want to keep them as when I like them. Because I'm done with the Migos. I'm gonna be real. Because the last thing I was like, the album is fine, I guess. Because I don't expect just fine from the Migos. I think I might expect too much. Because the Migos have blown me away. The first Culture blew me the hell away. Still one of the best really albums of this decade. I'll go on the line and say that. On the real
point.
rap albums of this
You
decade.
gotta go back to like the real Migos, like Young Rich Nigga.
No Label 2.
No labels.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
Young Rich Nigga. Young Rich Nigga is pretty good. It's not
Yeah.
Culture. I think Culture is the best one they've think they've put out.
Amigos' best albums are before Culture.
Yeah.
Really.
All Amigos' best albums of before
I
Culture.
think
I don't know.
No
I
Label
think
2.
the type of
in my opinion.
maybe I like the commercial Migos. I think the Migos before Culture, they had a lot of potential and they had some slaps.
What was the first one called?
Emmett Smith, all of
What was the first one called? Young Rich Niggas, right? No, wait. No,
No label.
the one with the Soldier Boy song on it. Oh, but that, yeah, the one with Bando and
You mean Versace? The
what's
the
his-
flow. He uses the same.
this was like the
beats.
first album. That one was fire. That was
Yeah?
fire. Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. I think Culture was where they refined the sound to the point where it was like
Does it make it work?
But album? Nah.
No.
I think Culture was where they refined their sound and aesthetic. I'm sure they had rawer and more visceral songs before Culture, and I appreciate it because I know, in fact, I know for a fact that they did. Culture is where they refined the sound, where it became music to me. I don't want to be that, but Culture is a hypnotic album to me. I really, really, really like that album. I think it's their best album they put out. If I'm wrong, that's calm. That's cool. I haven't heard all of them, but out of the ones I've heard, what I'm trying to say is the Migos have the potential, I know, to blow me away. The fact they're doing this shit is annoying. The fact that they're doing the 1 hour mediocre, like I said, the album is fine. I mean, side note, Toxic Masculinity scores another hat trick. This is what I was referring to before the break, because he has a song with Cardi B on this, and he has a song apologizing to Cardi B on this, and it's as sappy as you think it is. It's really weird. It's really corny.
He didn't mean it.
Throw it away. I hate the song, to be honest. And the song Cardi B is like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm so glad they're staying together. I don't want everyone to break up in a marriage. But if you're going to stay together after cheating, when you make a song together, I'm not saying you have to address the cheating, but make us believe in your love a little bit. Don't just be another feature on your cheating niggas album. It's just I was like, do these guys like each other as like people? I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, there's almost no chemistry on that song. They had more chemistry, I would think, before the cheating thing came out. And they has a song where it's like, oh, I'm apologizing to your mama. I'm sorry I let her down. Wah. That's so great, Offset. I'm so glad you guys are over it. Honestly, I am genuinely on the side of Toxic Masculinity FC. Good for you guys. Go for it. Could you not torture us with your I cheated, but I didn't mean it to be with other thotties. You know I really love you, baby. Please go on, Fahad. I think I sound like a hater throughout this whole episode. I just realized and the thing is,
That's me every episode.
I say so. I'm glad I've taken over. I'm starting to hate trap music, and I do love. The thing is, I think the reason I'm starting to hate it is because I really do love it when it's good. And I love Offset when he's on. Offset can really spit.
spit.
I expected way better than this. and maybe I expected too much.
Yeah, honestly, I feel you expected way too much from both albums. This and the Gunna album.
Yeah, especially I didn't expect that much from Gunners. I'm gonna be
Right.
real. I expected enough. I expected more than I got, but not that much. I'm not that disappointed by Gunna. I'm disappointed by Offset. If I had to give this album a thing, I'll give it like maybe a 5, but I didn't expect a 5 from this.
You know what? Okay, so I wouldn't go as far to say I like the album, but like I was quite impressed because you see with the Gunna album, right? Like he isn't really talking about much lyrically. Like he's just talking about I know his drip, and cars, girls. You understand the stuff, yeah. Whereas like Offset, okay, so the album's called Father 4, right? And the first song he's talking about like all his 4 kids, and he's just pretty much saying how like okay, like I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you guys all the time, but like I'm gonna make it right. And like
He has a line about looking at, but he has his children through blinds in prison. The first song is the best song, not the best song of the album, but it's one of the best songs of the album.
And like from a rapper like Offset, like these, like you don't really get songs like that from the. So like I was really impressed by that he actually had a subject area and like hit the nail on the head. I was really impressed by that.
Okay.
So it started well, but it kind of nosedived the album. Like round about where the Gunna song is, it kind of just got worse. Like I could have easily skipped all those tracks, but it picked up again where you had the Travis Scott song 21 Savage. Yeah, that was cool. That's where like he's a lot more the usual Offset, aggressive, flow heavy. But overall, this album wasn't amazing, but I can give him credit that at least he actually picked a topic area and spoke about it, because I feel like that's something that's dying right now. Rap, like niggas just be rapping about nothing. Where he was actually saying some stuff. Like some of the things you're saying actually had me thinking. I was like, oh shit. Especially the first song. The first song really had me thinking like, wow, like that's a really well written song.
I agree.
Really well written song.
And the intro
overall,
to it, the spoken word intro is pretty dope.
Yeah, that was cool too.
That.
That's cool too. But overall, you're like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably won't be listening to it next week.
Maybe a 4.
I got some shit that I actually enjoyed this week.
What was it?
So, well, some of them I enjoyed. There's a lot of Tatiana remixes, like a lot. They came out like this week. So to round up, obviously there's the original, there's the remix featuring Cardi B, there's the Young Ma remix. Some of them feature Blueface, like his verses. Some of them don't. It's sort of up to the artist, I know.
Nicki Minaj remix. Boo.
Shit, what? Yeah. Nicki Minaj remix. Designer and Cuban Doll. So
remember Designer? Why did that nigga come back? What happened?
It's not great. It's not great. But
which one did you like?
I like the Cardi B one. She says some really nasty shit in that. She goes, it's fucked up. She goes, it's so tight, thing it slipped from my butt. I don't swallow Plan B. I just swallow that nut.
Yeah.
That shit makes me laugh.
I'm glad you were amused, bro.
That shit's so funny. Yeah, so the Designer one's trash. The YG one's pretty good.
Designer had one.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that guy is so like
washed.
He's washed.
For real. It's really short as well, just 2 minutes. The Young Ma was cool, she's hard.
Is it? You know, I didn't like a single one of those remixes.
Yeah, not one.
Not one.
Because it's just.
But do you like the original?
It's leeching.
The original's
off
cool.
the
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original is the best one out of all of them.
I find this really bizarre.
All the remixes, all they're doing is like taking a word and adding Yana.
Well, that's what Nicki Minaj is doing.
But like Young M.A did that. Cardi B did that. I haven't heard them, but like it's just like, yo, this is boring.
Yeah,
It's
first.
fuck.
Well, I feel like I've heard this song like 100
Million
times now.
Yeah, I hate it.
Like at this point, it's
I
really...
really liked it the first time. Liked it.
We were saying this the other week.
It grew on me, but I get the appeal. The YG thing. YG was the perfect feature for that song.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
because YG worked. He didn't just say Iyanla a bunch of times. He was smooth.
Shit,
yeah, Blueface worked because Blueface actually sounded excited to, when you drop a track the first time, it's like, wow, these are bars I've never dropped before. I can actually say it with enthusiasm. And like, but now that he's dropped it again and again and again and again and again and again and again, but this time with Cardi and this time with and this time with Obama.
For that, and I'm not.
It's a label. It's a label.
It's the label doing that.
Yeah,
because I was thinking, okay, did they not like license this, or so there's no like copyright on this track that everyone can get on it? Like, what exactly is going on? Because I've never seen an artist. I've never seen this happen.
It's not him. It's not him. What happens is that the label. Okay, so let's say you get a song that's super big, right? So it happens here a lot. It happened with Russ Gunlean. right? Do you remember they made a remix to that? Very rarely, like an artist says, "Yo, I want to get a verse in that song." Very rarely that happens. Like most of the time, it's some label shit to make some money. So the song was obviously huge, right? So the label said, "Okay, right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get all these artists that are popping, get them to make a verse, make some more money, you know." So they got Cardi B, they got Young and May. They're trying to rinse every last penny out of that song, and then once that's done, they'll get a new song, try and push that. I think the Blueface song that they should be pushing. First Yana is hard, yeah, but you know, have you heard Bleed It? Blueface.
I have not. To be honest,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
around.
eventually that's gonna be
Is
a hit
that
sometime.
Mob the Fall out the West Side? So I'm gonna catch you slipping. Is that?
No, that's Respect My Crippin'. That's Respect
That's
My
the
Crippin',
best
yeah.
one.
That
That's
song's
his best
hard.
song. Yeah, Respect My
Respect My
Crippin'
Crippin's hard, yeah. But Bleed is like pull up on your block and I bleed it. Slide. If I don't wet something, I don't leave.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know that one. Yeah.
They need to start pushing that, man. That's the hit waiting to happen. Honestly.
Well, we'll do a quick. I'm gonna play Gorillas, and then we'll do the quick. I say quick. We'll do a To Whom It May Concern, and then we'll talk about that's the To Whom It May Concern this week is a movie review. We're talking about The House That Jack Built and why Lars von Trier. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let me not spoil my, because I'm really. If you know Lars von Trier, I have such a weird history. Okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll play a quick song. Why do I keep doing this? I don't know, because I'm the worst. I will play a quick song and then we'll come back. Peace. All right, we're back. Check, 1, 2. No, Vernon, don't go. We're about to start. Yes, the song finished. You can. No. Yay.
Go.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we good? You sure? Are we all right? Yeah. Awesome. This is live, people. I love it.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. Check, 1, 2. This is Songs to Your Mind Too. That was Plastic Beach by Gorillaz. Awesome song. Great song, right? Yeah, awesome. That's when Gorillaz still used to try. I don't want to be that guy, but I love that song. Great song. Let's talk about Lars von Trier and The House That Jack Built. Where do I start? I'll describe the plot and then you go first. What you thought, right?
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
So The House That Jack Built is a film by Lars von Trier, German filmmaker, maker of Antichrist. Beautiful movie. Really messed up movie, really effective movie. That movie is disgusting. And I say that's a compliment. That's a huge compliment. That movie is disgusting on purpose. That movie hurts to watch. Melancholia, which is my favorite Lars von Trier film, because that movie is just poetically beautiful, and it sees. In fact, I'll get to Melancholia later because I'll compare it to this House That Jack Built.
Right.
Infamously, the ones that most people know about him is Nymphomaniac. And Nymphomaniac is the movie about the sex addict. And it's the movie where the characters have real sex in models. Actually, it's the characters' faces are put onto models that are having real sex in the movie. So real sex is had in the movie. Okay. Yeah, so like Short Burst, another movie like that, or Love by Gaspar Noé. Yeah. If someone having sex in the movie, sex is actually being had in that movie, which is interesting. But we'll talk about that movie too a little bit because that's a movie it kind of shows my relationship with Lars von Trier. The House That Jack Built is a movie about a serial killer. And it's a movie about a serial killer named Jack, because he's the house that Jack built. And, the movie is told it's like past narration. It's 5 stories, and it's 5 stories illustrating the point of who Jack is supposed to be. And Jack is on a journey. I'm not going to spoil too much of it. It is. But
it's very intense.
We'll get to it. It's 5 stories talking about 5 different murders that Jack commits, because Jack is a serial killer. There's a part where he says, "I've killed about 50 people, more than actually." 60. Yeah, is it 60?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jesus. He's killed 60 people. But it's all an allegory for filmmaking and who Lars von Trier sees himself as a person as, and it's about the relationship between violence and the media and the portrayal of it. And I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's a comedy, but it's a comedy in the divine comedy sense. If you've read Dante's Inferno,
that's a comedy.
Hilariously, it's called the Divine Comedy. I don't know if it is a comedy, but Lars von Trier's movie is a comedy.
It's kind of like in the same way that Nymphomaniac can be seen as a comedy.
Yeah, in fact, all of Lars von Trier's movies have this weird dark edge. I think Antichrist is the funniest one. I've not seen Breaking the Waves. I heard that movie. I've heard things that movie is one of the best movies ever made, and I've also heard that movie sucks like horribly. So Lars von Trier is one of those directors. Breaking the Waves is supposed to be really funny. I haven't seen it. He has a very jet black sense of humor.
Okay.
Now, what do you think about? I don't know if that's a good enough plot summary. Was that a good enough plot summary? I feel like that was a good enough plot summary.
I
Right?
understood.
Yeah, I understood that. Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Firstly, I remember Breaking the Waves because mate, oh mate, that fucked me up.
Yeah?
If I'm recounting it correctly, is it the husband ends up in hospital, he asks his wife to go out and ultimately recount her sexual intercourse and actions of that? Or is that, am I talking completely different?
I have not seen Breaking the Waves. I cannot. I just know it ends in heaven. Because Lars von Trier, for somebody, so Lars von Trier is someone who's very obsessed with like, what's it called, existential dread, and like the no, existential dread might not even capture it, because existential dread might like call to like Cthulhu. Lars von Trier is obsessed with the meaninglessness of human existence, and he like there's a quote in the movie Melancholia where it's like nature is Satan's church. So that I feel like that illustrates who Lars von Trier like is as a filmmaker. He's a filmmaker who's obsessed with the divine and the infinite, but also like really, really almost hates humanity. And it shows in his best movies and his worst movies. What do you think about the movie, friend? Go for it.
The house.
We'll spoil it. Can we spoil it a little bit? It's not a really movie you can really spoil, because the plot is not the point of the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
And it will make sense as we talk about it. But Vernon, go.
Okay.
Please feel free.
Firstly,
If you need to spoil something, say it.
Firstly, as much as it worries me to say this, I like the film.
Okay.
It was really, really beautifully put, because in the first 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry to spoil this, it makes you think that this is honestly a confession. And when you finally piece together what is ultimately happening, you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, this guy's ultimately just fucked. Like,
Yeah. When did you piece it together? 30 minutes in?
No, 45 minutes before the end, but that's because I always like to taunt it and think, wait, why exactly is he attempting to tell someone of all of the instances if he's still alive? But that's a different situation.
Well, I guess we've already spoiled it, but keep going.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. No, but it's not. The plot is not the point, so it's okay that he does, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you can, 30 minutes in, I'll just say it. He's dead and he's talking about to the person that's taking him to hell. That's the ultimate point of the movie. He's recounting the murders he's done. No.
It's a beautiful conversation, honestly.
It is, but the conversation, you can tell 30 minutes in, because he says something like, actually this is the line. He goes, I've never really believed in God, which is precarious considering our situation.
Yeah.
So by then you're like, oh, okay. And it's he's talking to someone in the dark. He's on a journey somewhere. You know where this is going, because the ultimate point of it is the allegory, and it's the allegory for Lars von Trier as a filmmaker, right? But please keep going. What do you think?
A few instances I kind of just thought, okay, wow, this is grotesque. Because to be fair, the first time I had heard of it, it was you telling me of the film. I did no research whatsoever, so I sat down,
Fantastic.
as I do, with my zoo and my tablet, and began watching this film. And by God, 15 minutes in, I realized I should not be smoking, because God, that wow. You'll see blood, you'll see gore, and you might even laugh at it. So honestly, if you think you're saying sorry, it made me question certain ideals I hold, and made me reevaluate why necessarily he has what he thinks he has initially. Because to a certain extent, you can understand him, and that worried me, because when I was trying to sit there thinking that was pretty rational. Like, in the same situation, I mean, I wouldn't murder the person. It seemed pretty decent, but you can see the progression of the character, and the more he attempted to cling on to what he had, the cliche, the less he had, really.
So it was effective to you. That makes okay. So I'll give a quick Lars von Trier backstory. So Lars von Trier is the guy who was infamously at Cannes Film Festival at an interview. You might have seen this interview if you know what I'm talking about, if you know about Lars von Trier. He's the guy who infamously at Cannes was like, well, actually, I thought my father was a Jew, but it turned out he was a German, because that's the thing that actually happened to him. Yeah, I think at his mother's like deathbed or something, he confessed that, like, it turns out his father was not a Jewish person like thought. So he goes, the truth is, I empathize with Hitler. I think I'm a Nazi. That is the thing he said on last. He said this at Cannes Film Festival.
Yikes.
Yes, yikes indeed.
That does explain.
It does explain quite a lot already, right? Okay, that's one. Lars von Trier is also so this film was infamously booed and like people walked out of this movie at Cannes Film Festival. That's not saying a lot, because Cannes Film Festival, if you know anything about most film festivals, especially Cannes, everybody's drunk every night. They watch movies all day hungover. They're existing off of like popcorn and like cinema snacks. Everybody is like really, their senses like everything is either the best movie they've ever seen or the worst thing on the planet. Like that's how Cannes is. So you hear a lot of stories like everybody walked out of Cannes. That's not an indication of the quality of the movie, because some great movies have been walked out of, and some good movies and some terrible movies have been applauded. It turns out it's just Cannes is not a great place for subtlety, but the reason it was walked out at Cannes is this is the only thing I would say is a spoiler. What people seem to have been most upset at Cannes is there's a scene in it. If you care about spoilers at all for this movie, yeah, or just turn this off, because I think this is the end of the podcast after this movie talk.
We gotta talk about new music releases, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then so tune in like 10 minutes, I guess. There's a scene in it where he hunts down a family. So, and I say family, I mean like literally there's a mother and children that this serial killer has adopted, and like you see him scoping out and shooting children, right?
I thought it was his family first time, to be honest with you.
It was the family he adopted. Oh yeah, and she started to trust him. She had hunted down and filmed children. Like no. So in the movie, and there's also a part where he cuts off the legs of a duck. No animals were harmed in the making of this movie. Yeah. It's one of these movies where I should probably say what I feel about the movie, but I'll use this scene to illustrate what I feel about this movie. The scene about him shooting the family. So it's a very effective scene at first. And what happens is he shows the child how to hunt. He shows them, they shoot a bullseye together. There's like this tension that's building, because by now you know he's a serial killer, so you know there's going to be a twist here, right? So he shows the child how to hunt, blah, 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 blah. The scoping, smash cut to now he's hunting the children. So now he has the children in his sights. You are actually you don't see the children get shot, but you see him shoot, if that makes sense. So children like get murdered in this movie, and that's when
Can you show kids being like violently killed on film?
You can, but you get if there's blood, you get an NC-17. But he didn't. He showed there's a dead body of a child in this movie. So if that will bother you, don't watch it. That's not the problem here. What happens is, and the woman in this scene is such a great actress. She has like 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, she has this like outstanding performance, right? Yeah. Here's the thing where he goes, and then he talks to her, and the serial killer is now talking to the woman before he's gonna kill her, and he's talking to her about like she's playing this convincingly. Her child has just been brutally sniped, right? She's like, feed the child pie, because at this point it's a bit weird, but whatever. Jack is a psychopath. Calm. So he tells the woman to feed the child pie, and so she takes the child, and she's trembling because she's scared, and it's a very effective scene. It is intense. And then Jack goes, when I was a child, I never had enough pie. And I burst out laughing. And that showcases why this movie is not for me. I actually hate it. And the reason I hate it is because I love Lars von Trier. And no, I don't love Lars von Trier. I love his films. Lars von Trier, the person, is the problem with this movie. Because this movie would have worked if it was a silent film. One, it's too long. It's 2 hours, 30 minutes long. Yeah. It's 2 hours, 30 minutes long. It's pretentious. Lars von Trier is such an effective director. In movies like Melancholia is such a great movie because there's such a tangible feeling of depression in that movie. Same thing with Antichrist. When Lars von Trier, the gift Lars von Trier has with visuals, because this man has one of the best visual eyes of that generation of filmmakers. I'm saying as good as Spielberg easily. And that's a lot for me to say. This man can shoot a scene. Like, there's shots in literally every shot in Melancholia, if you pause it, that's a painting. Mm-hmm. That's how this man directs. And there are shots in this movie, especially when he's on the way to hell, that it's like, it looks, if you saw on my Instagram, it looks like a Renaissance painting with human bodies, with lighting, with cinematography. This man can shoot a film for days. The problem is, Lars von Trier cannot get his head out of his own ass. And he's so good at taking you on the journey through his head that when he goes up his ass, you can smell it. I hate this movie. And you know the worst part about it? If you're gonna be pretentious, don't be boring. This movie there's a scene in it where, the first scene where he kills the woman, right? Mm-hmm. The woman gets into the car. It's cutting between the woman's face and his face. And, there's a smash cut where it shows Jack's face and then it shows a tiger. and then it shows the woman's face and it shows the lamb. I'm like, that's interesting in a sense, and slaughter and violence. I'm thinking, that's good. I mean, it's a bit showy, but you know what? I get it. I appreciate that. That's calm. Guess what? Last One Try doesn't think I'm smart enough to get that allegory. So there's a narration by the two characters where it goes, so the lion, the tiger represents the corruption of exactly. You would hate this movie, Fahad. You would hate, and I might be wrong. This movie irritated me because
I'm interested though. Very interesting.
It is a very interesting movie. It's a case study of how not to write a movie, in my opinion, because this movie is not, nobody is written like a normal person. There's actually a line when the person that's taking him to hell goes, why is every woman you kill in this, like basically in this movie, why is every woman you kill seem incredibly stupid? I'm like, that is a great point, character. Why is every woman in this movie incredibly retarded? And it's not only the women. Jack is retarded. Everybody is an idiot in this movie, and it's because Lars von Trier thinks he's being tongue-in-cheek. He's being pretentious. Lars von Trier is the same reason the Nymphomaniac sucks. I really hate those movies. Okay, so the Nymphomaniac follows a structure where instead of Lars von Trier talking about the art of filmmaking with serial killers, he's using sex addiction to talk about like his relationship with bodies and women. And Lars von Trier has this whole thing where everything in discovery is about women who suffer. So the suffering in Nymphomaniac is a woman who feels ashamed of her sexual prowess so much so that she either indulges it too much or becomes celibate. In that sense, it's an okay movie, and it's cut into volume 1 and 2. So instead of just one shitty movie, it's 2 shitty movies that I sat through. I know you love these movies. I'm so glad we can argue this with somebody. So the structure of the Nymphomaniac is she's recounting her sexual, conquests. So this man who saved her because I think she was beaten and left, and like the man saves her. She's recounting her conquests. This is how the movie is though. She will see something on the wall, right? And she'll go, wow, look at that. I'll tell you a story relating to the thing on the wall. And then he goes, and then when the story is told, you go, well, that's an interesting story. And it's well shot. Some of it is well acted. It's well written. And then it will cut back to the two main characters and go, so you're telling me that the man in the story represented the and the woman represented the, and she's like, yes, but what I'm really trying to say is it represented the. Lars von Trier explains the whole movie to you because he thinks you're too stupid to understand what is happening in the movie.
So like the actors will literally just
say what and there's a way to make it work. There's a way to make it.
What's it called? Fifth wall break, fourth wall.
No, but it's not even. It's not a fourth wall. Exactly, because it's not a fourth wall break. It's literally the characters. It's not like the character's talking to you or the characters are teaching or like the character is like some sort of preacher. The character is talking to another human being like this. Have you ever had a conversation where you tell me a story and I'm like, but anyway, in the story, what this represents is that. And Lars von Trier uses that to psychoanalyze himself, and it is irritating because Lars von Trier he's doing it on purpose. Lars von Trier is trolling. This movie is him trolling. I don't want to be. I think Lars von Trier has given up on making serious movies because Lars von Trier knows how to make a movie where he doesn't explain everything to you. But this movie is so like something would happen, right? And you go, well, that's interesting. And then Lars von Trier will go, oh, so it's about the relationship between violence. There's a scene in this movie where he's recounting like all the tragedies that happen in humanity, and then he splices in a scene from the Nymphomaniac. And I'm like, what is happening? How dare you? How dare you splicing your own movie? Please go, Vernon. I've been talking for hours.
No, finish, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm almost done with my rants. But this movie is despicable. I watched it because Mamezi told me about the movie, right? And I was like, oh boy. I didn't know it was Lars von Trier. Yeah. I started the movie because Mamezi is like, oh, check out this movie, The House That Jack Built. I'm like, okay, cool. I wish Mamezi was here. He was supposed to be, but here we go again. So whatever. He tells you about the movie. He's like, watch this movie. I think you find it interesting. That's what he said. I'm like, okay. I start the movie. 10 minutes in, and then he gets into the car with this woman. First of all, the thing with the tiger and the panther already pissed me off. I'm like, okay, the tiger and the lamb already pissed me off. I'm like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. Okay. She keeps calling him. I don't know. I feel like you're a serial killer. I feel like I should get in the car with this. I don't know. I should get in the car with a serial killer. A serial killer. And I'm like, who talks like this? The movie is despicable. I'm like, what is happening?
Dumb as fuck.
It is dumb as fuck.
Wait.
He goes, I feel like you're a serial killer. But I didn't even know how she gets into the car as a serial killer. And then how he kills her is like, at the end, he goes, I don't think you are a serial killer. You don't have the demeanor of one. You're too much of a pussy. And then she kills him. And then she breaks the jack because the jack is broken because Jack is broken. Get it? Get it? She get it? She get it though? But you get it though? I don't think Laz von Trier thinks she get it.
Okay.
Letting me explain it to you in a 15 minutes.
So many times.
Yeah,
It's like,
because this is the most Lars von Trier film that ever Lars von Trier his way out of Lars von Trier. That's the facts. Because this is the type of
Lars
person
von
he is.
Trier.
I still
I
can't
know.
figure out how to
This guy
spell
is
Still can't figure out how to spell
Lars and then von Trier.
Wow.
So it's yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's please go. Please defend all of it.
Okay. Firstly, I loved Nymphomaniac to
I'm glad.
death because honestly,
Would you have loved him more if they didn't explain every scene at the end of every scene?
wait. Okay, firstly, as a psychoanalytic student myself, I love any reference he's gonna drop. I'm gonna sit there thinking, you're a little bit clever if you're in the 1980s, but you're not. So let's make this a bit more relevant. It is an interesting interpretation because a lot of the time he's discussing on a topic that most people are not happy to discuss. When Nymphomaniac came out, everyone was sitting there thinking, wait, shit, they're having like all out sex and nothing else in the cinema, like fuck. But as soon as it was taken into a different light or hyper analyzed in the sense that every single director has their own representation, how they want to portray a film and make it a part of themselves and their ultimate expression as an art. But I'm trying to put that to the side because ultimately I find the story not necessarily infatuating, but something that I am enthralled to see.
Do you understand what I'm saying about the things where he basically was stopping the scene to explain every scene that happened to you on a filmmaking level? I'm not even talking about on a secondary level. I'm sure it's interesting to some extent. I'm sure it is because Lars von Trier is not a bad filmmaker. So he what's it called? The characters are interesting. Jack is, he's a despicable, infuriating, nasty character.
Okay.
But he's an interesting character. It would have been more interesting if he didn't tell you everything about his character every time his character did something. Because it's to the point where there's a quote, right? And I can't remember. I think it's a critic quote or it might be from another movie.
Okay.
It says the history of filmmaking is filmmakers taking pictures of their girlfriends, right? And it's a hilarious quote. Yeah, because it works. Because if you're a film fan, you already get what he means. Because there's a lot of perversions in film. The problem with Lars von Trier is his own girlfriend. So he basically the movie feels like he wants to fuck himself. To be honest, it's like he's opening his pants up and be like, look how clever I am. I'm so clever. The Nymphomaniac came out and there was a whole thing because while people are having sex in the cinema, I am a cinema stan. I love movies. I have been seeing people fucking in movies for time. You gotta do a lot more than have sex on a movie to shock me. If it's gonna be real sex, there's great movies with real sex in it. Gaspar Noé's Love, amazing movie. Short Bus, amazing movie. There's movies where people have sex in it. That's not the problem. This porno's more interesting than this movie, to be perfectly honest. I don't want to be this guy. And the reason I'm being really harsh. I'm being really, really harsh. But that's because he can make good movies. He's doing this on purpose, Vernon. He's doing this on purpose. He's being a troll because he thinks he's a provocateur. It's like seeing somebody in high school doing a Nazi salute. That's what Lars von Trier is doing now.
I found it very interesting that you made the comparison to Gaspar Noé because I've literally got sitting right in front of me Irreversible by Gaspar Noé, which if you see it in the first 10 minutes, and again, cover your ears if this is about to be a spoiler, someone gets raped, and if you don't know, this is pretty much in the bio anyway, but it's ultimately a recountment of her ex-boyfriend attempting to gain justice and the amount of people he's going to fuck up to do that. But instead of saying it explicitly of every single action, as you're saying, Nymphomaniac and other films with such are doing, he doesn't. And I'll be fair, I do enjoy attempting to cognitively work out how it's going to play out because I don't
Because
really know
most
the ending.
people do, because it's fun and it's yeah, go for it.
Because they necessarily tell me in the house that was ultimately built,
The house that Jack built.
Yeah.
Go on.
It means that you pay greater attention to other aspects of the film. So in the film, I picked out at 1 hour 12 minutes in that it was not a confessional. That began playing on my head, which meant I wasn't necessarily paying full attention to the story and how overtly unnatural it seems. I was paying attention to the dynamic between the person he's speaking to and himself, and ultimately for myself it meant attempting to develop upon the psychoanalytic relationship there, because I'm sorry, you're not about to announce every single action that you've done for however many months, years, whatever, to some random person.
Okay.
You're not even going to announce it to a random devil. You're going to do it in a particular manner, and so that particular.
So let's say there's one thing that this movie could have been that I would have literally one change in this movie, and I think I would, this not my favorite movie of the year by far, but it would have been a movie I liked. Literally one change. Make it a silent film. Throw away the whole script and this movie is fine. Genuinely, just let the visuals speak for itself. The visuals work because he knows how to shoot scenes like this. There's tension when someone's about to be murdered in this movie.
Sure.
There's escalation. The problem is people start talking and the whole illusion is ruined. Everybody talks like Lars von Trier. If you know Lars von Trier, that's how he speaks. Everybody talks about in philosophical musings. Nobody's a real person. It's the same problem I have with some of Quentin Tarantino's movies, except jacked up to 100. Quentin Tarantino is one of the most clever people you will see in real life. You can see it in his writing. He writes very clever dialogue. The problem is, in everything in most Quentin Tarantino movies, except for Jackie Brown, which is perfect, in most Quentin Tarantino movies, everybody talks like Quentin Tarantino, except Samuel L. Jackson, who just says motherfucker all the time. Everybody talks like Quentin Tarantino. They make metaphors Quentin Tarantino will make. They say parables Quentin Tarantino will say. Everything is like Quentin Tarantino will say that. But you know what? Quentin Tarantino is not so stuck up his own ass that at least he gives them dimensions. He doesn't explain why they're saying those things. They wax poetically, but it's not to the point where it's atrocious. And I still love a lot of his movies, even though I wish he wrote movies that had actual characters in them, like Jackie Brown. But you know what? That's fine. Lars von Trier is doing this on purpose to the point where everybody speaks like Lars von Trier in this movie. Every single person, and everybody is analyzing how, yeah, man, Lars von Trier is really fucked up, man, and he has an OCD, and then there's a whole thing about him building a house, and the house is never perfect because it's an allegory for his own life and how like movies can never be really perfect because he has OCD, man. And that's the last scene is him getting, not the last scene in real life, he wants to snipe a bunch of people, so he does this whole he actually cuts in and splices imagery from the Nazi Holocaust, because if anybody's gonna make Nazi references, it should be him again. But he goes the Nazis were very efficient in their killing, and they did one thing where they were running out of bullets, so they used the same bullets to kill like 10 people. And it's all an allegory for him needing to get the perfect shot. Get it? Ha 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 ha, we get it, Lars. You're so clever, Lars. Good for you, Lars. I'm so happy, Lars, that we are watching you jerk yourself off, Lars. I'm so happy I got to see this. This is what I needed. I know. But I didn't think I hated this movie this much. I didn't think so until I started. It's when I started and I got really, the more I think about it, I actually legitimately hate this movie.
I swear you started off positive.
No, I didn't start off positive. I started off like it's not that, it's bad.
Okay.
Because I thought it was bad
It was like,
going in.
this was interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's a very. It is still an interesting movie because only Lars von Trier could make a film like this. It is a very him movie.
Yeah.
Almost to a default. I see why you like it. I really do. Because it's smart and there is a cleverness to it when they shut the hell up. Everything, there is cleverness to the way it's constructed. There's literally a point where he's counting down for the woman and then it cuts to it cuts to Jack on a car and he has postcards that go 10, 9, 8 and it's like, was it beautiful?
Honestly, for me, that was beautiful.
Why?
She's sitting there going, okay, wait. You're actively attempting to comically murder you're fucking joking me. You have to be joking me. You're literally going 10, 9, 8. No. Someone's going to interrupt somehow. And the best part about it is literally how he's stating out loud, I have no fucking idea how this has not been caught yet. Literally, he's got 60 people in a freezer and sitting there going, I don't know how the authorities haven't noticed the car at the side of the road or noticed the series of people that have mysteriously died. No, he's fine.
So this is the last thing we'll talk about in this movie because I think I know I know. This is the last time we'll talk about this movie. So there's a scene where he murders this woman, whatever. There's a cop that comes in and the cop is an atrocious idiot. She comes in like, oh, where's the woman? She's missing. And the guy's like, I don't know. I was here. I'm a collector of old magazines or some shit. And he gives the cops an excuse and whatever. He's white. He lets him go. Whatever. It's all. You can follow it where it makes sense. he has the woman tied up to the back of his truck, but the cop doesn't see it. He drags her body. Like with the car, he drives. Obviously, this leaves a trail of blood all the way through, right? He drives. I know he gruesomely, and like you can see her face at the end of it. It's a scene that works until so he drives her body all the way into the freezer, and he looks at the road. It's like, oh god damn it! What? There's nothing I'm caught. There's nothing I can do. There's a trail leading all the way back to my freezer. It's a stupid thing to do, and then it starts raining. It's hilarious. No, but it's good.
Beautiful.
Honestly, I agree. Up until that, it's beautiful. I'm like, that's really funny. It's a jet black thing. That's hilarious. There is no God. Ha ha ha. You know how it would have been funnier if immediately after they didn't comment on how there is no God or I believe in God, but I think God is on my side.
Okay.
Go away, Lars.
Before you wrap this up, yeah, if
Please.
you had to give one movie by this guy, I don't know what his name is, like an intro
Last one,
to
try
this
it.
dude.
Yeah,
This
right.
dude. Yeah, what would you give it?
An
Obviously not this
intro,
film,
like a
right?
good movie, like
Yeah.
Melancholia.
Okay.
Melancholia is not as pretentious. Melancholia is to the point where Melancholia has such empathy to it, because it's about two women who are going through different stages and different versions of depression, and it's almost like it's a beautiful movie because the world is about to end. It's not a spoiler. It's in the plot. It's part of the plot description. But Last One Trial movie doesn't really have a spoiler because the plot is not the point. It never is. But the world is about to collide into this planet called Melancholia. Get it? So it's sadness, and it's the fact that it's almost implied that her sadness is so romantic that she is ending the world with how depressed she is. It works a lot because it places you firmly into her depression, and it does not look away. It's really effective, really well written, and like he actually cared about telling the story and not just trolling Cannes. This movie was written to troll Cannes Film Festival critics.
Okay, yeah. The more we've highlighted the comical aspects, it's fair to say that it's a big ass troll.
It is,
but it's beautiful. I stand with the point. It's a beautiful troll in itself.
Fair enough.
I feel your main complaints against this are really the fact that it's too simplistic as simply a troll.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't say anything and made it as overtly obvious.
A musical comparison would be like, imagine if Lil B was pretentious. That's what this movie is.
It'll be potential. I couldn't even think of something like that though.
Wow. Oh gosh.
This movie, watch it. It's I genuinely the first 15 minutes you will see it. You see what I'm talking about, because it's immediate from the get-go. You see that he doesn't even let you last 5 minutes until he pulls out the pretentious. Haha, this is not a real movie. It's gonna be a psychoanalysis of myself. I hope you're ready. And then he pulls out the rug. Unless you really, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I know the filmmaker, and maybe I'm biased because I know he can make better things. The only comparison I can think this movie of on a movie level, if you've seen the movie Mother,
Yeah, I've seen that.
with the capitals. Okay, so imagine Mother had narration for all of the allegory in it, all the biblical allegory, instead of you just having to like, even that was kind of pretentious because it was so obvious.
patronizing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This movie is patronizing because Lava Try doesn't think you're as smart as him.
Mother was a good film, by the way.
It is a good film, but it's a good film because it is tongue-in-cheek, but it's tongue-in-cheek in a way that works because it's really funny. And it's really funny because the characters don't explain everything that's happening. You want to do the album? You still want to do that? Yeah,
Let's do it.
I feel like we have to do this every week.
Please
we
say,
should, we should,
let
we should.
Werner say his last things about it,
Okay.
because it shouldn't just be. Huh?
No, I'll be fair. You capped it off quite well. It's if you like the beauty in it, you'll like it ultimately,
Facts.
regardless of whether or not it is as obvious and as a troll as it's meant to be.
Mm.
But if you want something that's subtle and will not tell you that something massively grotesque and ultimately disturbing is happening, then
Maybe
it's probably
Yeah, but it could be for you. Please check it out because a lot of people I know like it. Nehi likes it, Mamizi likes it, Vernon likes it. I hate this movie, but it's fine. I think it's good. At least we're not bored. I mean, I kind of was, but at least it inspired something inside me. So let's go.
Alright,
New
new
releases.
releases that came out. Thanks. You want to do a jingle?
Yeah, release it.
New releases.
I swear yeah, anyway. New releases, yeah, alright, cool. Albums. Lil Pump, Harvard Dropout.
Oh yeah.
Offset, Father of 4. Gunna, Drip Around 2. Higher Brothers, 5 stars. Night Laval, Good Night Laval. And Night Laval was on the list last week.
Yeah, he dropped a single last week.
I was just saying, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eminem Slim Shady LP expanded edition.
Boo.
Did you see how my face dropped when I read that?
Yeah.
Like as I was reading it.
Tragic.
The
Kalani.
Slim Shady LP is still good, guys.
That's a
Come
great
on.
album.
Why is
That's
it-
a
I
great
don't-
album. That's
Computer-
a great album.
Competing in the common client right now, I would not say he is as good as he was.
Of course, no, but the Slim Shady LP is good. Yeah, it's just the extended version of that. Please check that
I
out.
stopped listening back when he was still good, so I'll be real with you.
That's fair.
It really depends what he's extending it with.
That's
I have
true.
no idea what
That is
anyway.
true. It could be just Venom
It's
It's
again.
definitely not new content. It's definitely not new content.
Okay, that's cool. Then.
Venom.
Also, by the way, while we were sitting here, I was reading an article that
R. Kelly.
no.
I stop it.
Oh wait, but you know he just got charged with 10 counts of sexual assault.
Just now.
My guy, finally.
Go away, R. Kelly.
Ladies and
Finish reading
gentlemen,
the things.
All right,
You
10
got
house
it.
points for the police. Shit. What I was meaning to say is that apparently Mac Miller recorded the whole album with
with
Madlib.
Madlib, yeah, I heard
I
that.
thought that was a
Come out,
rumor.
so
Is
that's
that-
no, that's real.
It's real.
All right, Kalani, While We Wait, Gigs, Big Bad, Project Pat, Lean and Cookies, Papoose, Underrated, Puya and Bob.
Papoose?
And,
Really?
yeah.
That's
Puya and
interesting.
Booby Lutavelli, Greatest
Okay.
Hits Volume 3, Smith and Wesson, The All, Hilltop Hoods, The Great Expanse,
I remember that.
Keem, The Cypher, Strictly for Whips, Alex Wiley, Tangerine Dream 2, Jalil Beats, Legend Era 4, and Clear Soul Forces Still. So that's the albums.
Yeah.
We got an EP that's called Thoabunafuni.
Tozabon Phony.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
who
Thousand
the
and Funny, yeah, and you know the activist, right?
And you know the
That's
activist
a
for
good-
Christ's
that's a-
sake too.
You
You heard this new one already?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool,
cool.
cool. So
Cool.
that's good. Brother Lynch, Brother Lynch Hung Torment, and then singles we got Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Flat Tummy T. I'm not gonna read up all the names. I'll just say the artist name. Blueface remix, Rico Nasty, Tierra Whack, Doja Cat, Dave, Gunna, Adrian Young, and Ali Shaheed
Hey, Tierra
Muhammad.
Whack. That's
Wait,
good.
what the hell? Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Quest. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Hoodrich Pablo Juan, Wiki, Westside Gun, Domo Genesis, Trippy Red, The Alchemist.
Domo's still making music?
Yeah, I know. He had some shit last week as well.
Was it good?
I don't know. It's like Domo. It's
Nobody's
like I
checking
don't
that
care
guy,
for
man.
it.
No, yeah, nobody's checking for him no more.
Yeah,
man.
for real. Yeah,
Oh.
that dude.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
no one's
Damn,
checking
that's
for
deep.
him.
I know, Black.
His career is
That's what I was like.
career
damn,
is
that's
dead and
deep.
buried.
Alchemist, feat Mayhem Lauren, Zoe, Yellow Wolf, Health featuring JPEG Mafia, Fetty Wap, Westside Gun, Lil Uzi Vert.
West Side, yeah,
Oh,
West Side
closing
Gun has
it.
something?
Wait, the Lil Uzi song is a
Lil
closing
Uzi
it.
Vert closing it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a slap.
Yeah.
That's a
I
slap.
remember the West Side Gun song, but
You
that's
went to
probably gonna
Gucci.
bang.
Oh, no, I mean, shit. What's he say? I went to Gucci and I'm closing it. I went to Louis and I'm closing. You went to Prada and you stole from it.
That's all.
That's a
Check out the
slap.
West Side Gun song. Please, everybody support West Side Gun because those guys are dope. Griselda's dope.
Bladey and Mecha Talk, Sparkmaster Tape, Chief Keef and Zaytoven, KXNG Crooked.
Damn.
What's that? Igor Sonny?
Yes, sounds about right.
Germ and Rock Marciano.
Rock Marciano.
Great rapper.
Yay.
And I also want to add.
Hey, Germ and Rock Marciano.
No,
just
just
Oh,
Rock
I was about to say,
Marciano.
what?
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
a bizarre combo.
I'm in a band, Signature and Blood. We got a
Hey.
track coming out.
Hey.
28th of February, so check for
Go
that. Follow on
cop
Out
Instagram,
everywhere, out on Spotify.
Yeah, all platforms, bro. It's
Nice.
Go cop
crazy.
that.
Big ups.
Huh?
Big ups.
Yeah, safe.
Go cop that.
I play bass guitar.
Hey.
So yeah, I mean that's the biggest release.
Yo,
that
check
everyone
that
needs
shit
to
out.
be
That's the most
concerned
important part.
about.
Screw Lil Uzi. Check out Alex
Buy it.
and no Signature and Blood, right?
Signature and Blood.
Calm. Tell us when it comes out.
Yeah, and shout out Rico Nasty as well. I'm really. I didn't think I liked her that much the first time I heard her, and then ever since it's been
Nah,
like.
Rico
yo,
Nasty-
Rico Nasty is the queen.
Rico
she
Nasty is the
like
future.
everything. Like her energy is crazy.
Yeah.
She's
That's
like,
facts.
like goth emo Erykah Badu to like, like I'm in love.
yeah, I see that.
Oh.
I thought it was good. I thought, yeah, she's basically, yeah, I have to agree with him. But she's basically, since Princess Nokia seems to be doing her own weird shit now, yeah, Rico Nasty is my dose of that energy now. So yeah, please check her out. She's dope. Although, Princess Nokia, please come back. We miss you. You beautiful beast. Sexy ass woman. Are we done with that?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all it's
yo, thank you guys. Did you guys enjoy it? I know I was a bit hatery today. I wish I liked something today. What did I like? Oh yeah, check out it's an old song, but this is my song of the week because we never talked about that. Let's do some positives from me from this. I look like Bay. That's the name of the song. The name of the song is
This-
Look
the
Like
song is
Bay.
Bay.
No. It says the name of the song is
OT
Look Like
Genesis?
Bay. Yeah, by OT Genesis.
Nah, it's just called Bay.
It's just called Bay.
Yeah.
That song is a slap, and that song is a mood. And it's him going, I look like Bay. And also just check out OT Genesis Crip Walking in
Sent
general.
me that, and I was like, is he being for real?
I'm
Like,
being very for real. That song is awesome. It goes, well, what you gonna do? Act like real, but you still ain't cute. No, he said, you dress real nice. It goes, when I dance, my chains go jing-a-lang. A lot of hoes wanna sing my ding-a-lang. I really appreciate that song. I love the energy. Keep it coming, OT. We love you, man. Yeah? Everybody cool? Did you have a great time, guys?
Yeah.
I hope you did. This was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry I was a bit barky.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, okay. Because I was a bit like I don't know what mood I'm in today. I didn't like a lot of shit. But yeah, man, hip hop is dead. See you guys next week.